I'm actually kind of impressed because here it is, 7 o'clock, and everybody's here. So let's join in and see what they're listening to for session 25.
Position it to an actual movie really easily.
I don't know if we can actually give him shit.
But it also means that it's not meaningfully
Since
different.
he's exactly
from, like,
on time.
He's exactly on time.
It's like, why should I watch Uncharted and not, like, National Treasure?
Oh yeah. Again, it's not nothing that I've heard of it is good. Like it is.
You shouldn't because Nick Cage is going to steal the Declaration of Independence.
And it's fucking
That
terrific.
already makes it better.
Yeah.
Such a fucking good movie.
National Treasure.
Yes.
Nicolas Cage is not at his cagiest, but it's really good. Also, I'm impressed that that's what you guys were discussing.
Well,
Have you guys seen
we were
the
talking
trailer?
about other things. But
Huh?
Have you seen the trailer for the most Nicolas Cage movie ever that's coming out?
Is it?
Is it literally the movie where Nick Cage plays Nick Cage?
Yes, it literally is.
What is?
Yeah.
Wait. What is the movie called?
Hold on, I gotta look it up.
God, I forget. But Nick Cage literally is Nick Cage. Like he is Nick Cage in that movie.
Yes, it's the unbearable weight of massive talent. What a fucking title!
That's it. Yeah.
I love it.
Wow.
It's the Nicolas Cage movie about Nicolas Cage reflecting on Nicolas Cage movies. Well, you're the Nicolas Cage fanboy after him.
It's so fucking good.
I
love
don't
that
like
movie.
horror, but I've been debating whether or not should see the one that is like seems like it would be Five Nights at Freddy's knockoff, where Nicolas Cage is is in it and does not speak at all for the entire movie.
Wait, really? He doesn't. I know about the movie. I didn't know he didn't speak.
That's
What
hilarious.
I've read, he does not speak during the entire movie. The only clip I've seen of it, because I don't watch horror movies, is him playing the pinball machine.
I will say he was actually pretty good in Color Out of Space.
I mean, there was. Have you guys heard of the movie called Pig?
No.
No.
I forget. It was like either a Netflix or an Amazon Direct, and it was depressing.
I will defend Nick Cage as being an amazing actor. I will go to town for that man. He is incredible.
He can do a very good job.
He's entertaining to watch. I don't know if that translates to skill, but
it's weird because he does very different performances for some things, and like there's the like Nick Cage being the very entertaining, this is a Nick Cage performance, and then there is like the sometimes encounter oddity of, wow, Nick Cage is actually playing this like completely straight and serious, which is also interesting, but like it's also the thing of like you kind of never know how he is going to play a character in any movie that he's in, because like some of them are like this is the ridiculous over the top, and others are like okay, I'll play this very straight and serious, and you don't really know based off the movie which it's going to be.
Which I think that's the joy of Nicolas Cage.
I agree with Izzy on this one. If anyone ever wants to do a Nick Cage-a-thon, I will be all the way down for that.
My sister and her housemate are already a few movies in, and I think they got sidetracked onto a Ben Stiller-a-thon.
Oh, that's not as fun.
Ben Stiller is a good villain. I'd like him less as a hero.
I agree completely. He still doesn't have as much to do.
Yeah. No, I'll agree.
Has Ben Stiller drop-kicked a woman in a bear suit? I think not.
yeah, dude.
Hey,
that is still such a ridiculous scene. He just walks up and fucking haymakers an old woman.
Look, you are not allowed to hate on Ben Stiller. That man's friends died in a freak gasoline fight accident.
Oh, I mean, hey, Zoolander's a great movie. I'm not.
My favorite Ben Stiller moments are actually in Heavyweights, and then the continuation of that, which is Dodgeball.
Dodgeball is so good.
Like, I'm convinced his character from Heavyweights is the same character from Dodgeball, just with a mustache.
Because you know a mustache is what you use to disguise yourself.
That's not an unreasonable assumption.
Yeah. I haven't seen that movie in so fucking long.
Alright, so, with all that out
I still think, just to finish it, nothing, though, will beat, for Nick Cage, nothing will beat Face Off. That's still the opus.
That is a crowning achievement.
That is definitely peak Cage.
I don't know. The peak Cage, I think, is that one sequence in Ghost Rider 2.
Oh.
Yeah, that one's good. But, like, come on. It's Nick Cage playing John Travolta, pretending to be Nick Cage. Well, John Travolta pretends to be Nick Cage, pretending to be John Travolta.
That's a wild.
And
Oh
it's
my
so
God.
weird and awkward because he does the face thing as like, this is how I bond with you. No, that's creepy.
God. All right. Well, speaking of creepy and stuff that's going to be going on, let's get started in tonight's session, because I've been recording for 5 minutes because I wanted to know what you guys talk about before I show up.
We were going to give you shit if you were even a minute late, but you showed up exactly on time.
Oh no, I was recording 30 seconds before 7. Like, I wonder what they're doing right now. Let's listen in.
We're ready to give you shit if you showed up even like a moment late.
But he showed up at exactly at 7.
Yeah, no. I saw Dan, Sean, and Nick in here 15 minutes ago. I was watching. I know what happens in my server 8 out of 20 times.
We're in a good mood tonight.
Yeah, I mean, Elden Ring's coming out tomorrow. How could we not be in a good mood?
22 hours, 54 minutes!
I mean,
I hate you. Max.
the best RPG of all time already came out again today.
Which one's that, Ziggy?
The Final Fantasy VI Pixel remaster came out again today.
I thought you were going to be like, I was going to ask, did they re-release Skyrim again, and I didn't know about it?
Guys, Kingdom Hearts has been re-released like every 2 years at this point.
I don't know, Final Fantasy VI has a good argument for actual...
Dan,
Final Fantasy VI is my favorite RPG of all time. I'm gonna play it again, even though this is like the dozenth time I've played it because I fucking.
Listen, Dan, I feel bad. I'm gonna give you my apology here. Something that will help you.
You are the worst friend.
Yeah, Ziggy, it's tough for me to pick between FF6, Chrono Trigger,
Chrono Trigger.
and
Chrono
Golden
Trigger.
Sun.
Dead stop.
Nah, I still like it better. But Chrono Trigger is great.
All right, so with all that having been said, now that we've landed on Chrono Trigger, who remembers what happened last time?
Well,
We
last time we met
diplomasied
this...
the pirates.
Yeah, we defeated the pirates, then we went this weird space flea from nowhere and got shunted back into the past.
You're thinking of a different game. I am convinced you are remembering a different game. I don't know which game.
It's Chrono Trigger.
Chrono Trigger.
Oh. Okay, someone else give a recap of last episode, leaving out the Chrono Trigger.
Alright. Last time, a giant clown destroyed the 3 statues and ended the world. Mm-hmm. And, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, no, I got it. A creature from outer space showed up and wanted to destroy the life stream, and started recruiting people into a program called Soldier.
Wait.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, no, I got it.
That's not.
So, Ko stole my face, so then I got plastic surgery to steal Ko's face. And then we had a fight on a airship.
The sad part is that's the closest to true so far.
Yep. That is the closest to truth.
And then King Nick stayed behind to seal the door to darkness.
And I believe we ended about at this. This feels about where we left off, in general.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
Yeah, that's about
the
right.
moon
That's pretty
turned
close.
Red.
The moon turned red. We successfully talked our way out of dealing with pirates.
And even at the end of last session, as he was just like, wow, all of the rest of the session completely got ignored as a result of the moon turning red, huh?
Mm-hmm. This is all we're going to talk about from this point. Thank you, Dan.
Yes!
Is that Singing Cowboy?
I feel like these are
Absolutely.
supposed to be going in off topic.
Yeah, these
No,
are...
we are recapping the game.
Exactly.
Is that the cowboy for the prostate cream?
Probably.
No,
I don't think so.
no, he's just from this music video.
You can't prove it isn't.
He's got a different hat in every time we cut to him.
It's fascinating, isn't it?
It's kind of terrifying. I know now what to put it. I'm here to negotiate. I'm listening.
It's because there was the pirate negotiation, and that's from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah,
so-
no. I got that. I don't remember any weapons being drawn.
I mean, you were complaining about how I didn't metal bend the sword that was being waved in our faces.
Are we kind of just literally living weapons as is? Do we really?
Yeah.
use
But
weapons?
there were swords pointed in faces that Izzy was upset I didn't metal bend because I wanted to keep that under wraps.
Yep.
We'll see how well that goes for you now.
You are attempting to keep a single secret under wraps for 2 sessions. We're going to fail.
No.
All right. So, with all that being said, we're going to open back up on the deck of your Stolen Fire Nation ship as you are slowly traveling past the Eastern Air Temple Island's base. And you're all staring up at the sky and seeing the red moon highlighted behind the temple. The exterior buildings that you can see from your low vantage point apparently have been cracked and broken, as if from some kind of attack. And as you look up, you can just see the entire temple is just glowing red from the moonlight. And that is where we will pick up.
No ship time adventures.
Epic ship time.
I mean, we're picking up at that point. You are still on the ship.
Just brief glance over to Han for how long does it take to get up the mountain?
That depends. Are you walking or flying?
Fly?
2 of us can fly. Well, I can fly one other person, but
BV has technically held most of us at before.
I guess that's fair.
BB can hold 3 adults.
How bad is the moon at the moment?
Blood red.
It's
Like-
it's a bright red moon that is full high in the sky above you guys.
I'm sorry, but like,
This is not like the normal natural.
No,
blood
the-
moon.
I mean more of like how bad of a sign is this? Like,
Also, Ziggy,
because
can
I
you check
know
your mic?
nothing.
Ziggy, can you check your mic? We're getting some weird feedback from you.
Oh, sorry.
There's a bad moon on the rise.
So, what do you guys want to do?
Ooh. All right. What I would actually say we should probably do, rather than everyone immediately get off the boat, is at least send someone up to look who can go up fast and come back down fast.
Damn it, that means me or Han.
Probably me on BB is going to be the most efficient.
I mean, you can take Minghua and it will be tight, but the 2 of you can fly up on BB, but that's capacity right there.
Which of
I
us
mean,
has
I was suggesting me for climbing, but yeah, you're right about BB.
which of us has the best perception from Yira's memory of who notices things?
Han's actually pretty good. I have a D10.
Has
for
anyone
insight.
heard from Kenzie?
She's going to be
She's
late.
so-
She's going to be
Okay.
late.
Is she going to be here though?
If she comes, she's going to be late.
Okay. I
Yeah,
hope
'cause I think it's mostly which of us can pass a perception check is the other important question.
I mean, all of you can go if
Probably
you
not.
want. All of you can go if you want.
I feel like we want to at least have any idea. This is definitely Yura is advocating for some amount of caution and figure out what's going on rather than go in guns a blazing.
I'm going to give someone binoculars. Who wants them?
Roll me a boost.
Sure.
Roll me a boost, Rizek. Oh, and as housekeeping from last time, when I call for a boost or hinder, you do roll the full 3 dice. I do need to say that on screen because I recognized from listening to the recordings last week, someone was just spending their hard-earned hero point bonuses to give other people boosts.
What is can I boost myself with Thomas first, and what was his die again?
What did you spend on him?
4 points.
I believe that's a D10.
Okay.
Let me double check that, but sure.
That was 9 for the boosting me before I do the boost on.
Plus 3.
So.
Oh no, wait, I'm sorry. 4 hero points is a D8, but I will give you the 9 for now because I screwed up. So he's a D8.
Okay, so plus 3. The mid die for that is 6, which is a 9, which means this is a persistent plus 3.
Enjoy your persistent plus 3 noculars.
Because if we are potentially splitting up and you're going up ahead, yeah, you take these, be safe. Find things quickly.
Okay. Does anybody else want to go up?
As I said, I think the logical one is who also has decent perception and or the ability to defend an ally. I have one of these things, but not the other.
We're in green right now, right?
You are. There is presently no active threat in this scene.
Well, we could ask the dragon if he'll help us get people up there.
Actually,
Switching maps?
Jasper, do you know what that is?
He's going to let out a low growl, which Ming-Ma Hua will easily be able to interpret. Is he referring to the temple where the small people live, or the moon? In either case, I am aware of both. Only...
Yeah, I'll just be fighting for the dragon.
Both is good. Having any idea about both is definitely good.
Yep, he's just going to look at you guys and say, is there something amiss?
What?
You all... Yeah, as Minghua translates, you all seem agitated.
The moon is red? Isn't that something amiss?
He's going to look up, look back down. Is it? Is it always red?
No.
No.
Even when it is, it's never that red.
I'm gonna go with no on this one.
Solid north.
Yeah, no. Ming, while you're going to get chatter back and forth, he's going to be like, what exactly is red that they speak of?
No, we
Oh,
can't.
this fucker's colorblind, isn't he?
Dragons do not see color. Yeah.
Damn it.
There is an energy around the moon and the temple. Maybe that. Get.
That would be worth investigating, then.
You think?
It's high in the clouds, but I doubt it would be a place I would be willing to call home. In any case, if more of you want to go up, he is willing to go take a look with you guys.
Are we just scouting, or are we going to proper investigate?
Yeah, like I thought we were sending up scouts, and then and they were going to let us know and then come back.
That's entirely up to you guys.
That had been my proposed plan.
So how about we just make this simple? Minghua and I will go up. We'll have a signal for please get the dragon to take you over here immediately. Otherwise, we'll just come back.
What's This is all up on a cliff, right?
Yeah, the Eastern Air Temple is positioned on the tops of several peaks.
I mean, I could probably get us up there.
I think it's not about we have means of getting up. It's about should we be up right now
No.
and leave the boat by itself.
Well, the whole boat won't be by itself. There's other people here, but
Yeah.
It seems to me that whatever is up there is, well, up there and not down here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's send them up.
Yep. Brief scouting mission.
Han and Minghua, hey?
yep.
Okay. And I'm just going to assume that you have the +3 binoculars of seeing from Rizek.
Sounds good.
Okay. So, make me a perception check then. Some kind of awareness.
So with the +3, that's an 11.
11 seems very good. All right. So, as Han and Minghua kind of hop into BB's saddle, Minghua's a bit, stocky, but BB can still take to the air relatively easily, and you guys begin to circle a almost familiar path, spiraling around the mountains, following air patterns to get to the top. With the 11, as you are circling around, you're going to get this. First and foremost, Han, as you go to the opposite side of the island, are doing like wide loops, you're going to actually notice several Fire Nation soldiers, almost at the precipice in their armor, but they're just kind of stationary, like leaning against the walls, slumped over on the ground, immobile. The next
They
thing
look alive and just like chilling, or do they look like out cold?
they appear to be out cold.
Okay.
As you go a little bit higher, you're noticing one feature that was not there the last time you visited this air temple. There is a large stone wall around the entire perimeter that only the tallest of buildings peaks over, otherwise obstructing the entire compound from the ground, making the last 3 stories of this climb that much more treacherous for people who are not airbenders and earthbenders.
Okay.
Very much steep. And as you climb higher and seem to peek over that big wall, you're just noticing a chill in the air. Even you, Minghua, even with all your heavy fur, it's going to be cold at this high altitude, but not this cold. As you breathe outward, your breath you can see it almost lingering in midair as though it's immediately solidifying into ice crystals, and then it's just kind of sitting there in the air. And even BB's motion is slowing down. However, over the wall, there are, you see many robes of airbenders. This, after all, was a temple that housed all the female monks. And looking around, you can see a large array of them. Some people are resting against trees. In one of the far corners, there are a couple of kids laying down on benches near the airball field. And By the grand area, by the main meditation temple, there is a large circular table set out with all sorts of foods upon it. Grilled vegetables, custard tarts, breads, puddings, all seeming to be placed out, and several airbenders are sitting around that table with their plates full.
And the food is not rotted to hell?
The food is not rotted to hell. The food is there. You can't smell it from this distance. The other, and Han, at first you're almost like, this seems like some kind of celebration. And as you and Minghua look around, you're like, but no one's moving. At all.
There's the bite.
They're all completely stationary. What do you choose to do now?
Well, I'm going to misbehave. I'm going to grab one of Han's coins and try to chuck it at one of the people to see what happens.
Okay. Roll me strength plus ranged attack.
Has to be strength. Has to be ranged attack. I can't use escape circus animal for accurate throwing.
I will allow that.
Excuse me, I hit the roll button. Do the thingy.
But what if no?
I did some arrangements being an asshole. I did it being an asshole.
I rolled for you.
Crazy.
I rolled for you. Unfortunately,
I will throw a collection to change that D8 so that I can have a 7 as the result.
okay, 7 is success with a minor twist. You toss the coin at, I'm going to say, one of the... Are you tossing it at a child, an older woman, or just like a middle-aged lady?
Middle-aged.
Middle-aged? Okay, yeah. You see someone sitting at one of the tables, plate full of some kind of mashed potato, and you chuck one of Han's bending coins at this person, just kind of like to try to tap them in the shoulder. The coin bounces off their shoulder as they just kind of slump over to one side, face straight down into the potatoes, and the coin hits the ground and just cling, 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 cling. Otherwise, no response.
Han's gonna do something dumb and fly BB closer.
Look,
No.
we're already bad choices. Let's pick all the dumps.
Okay.
Normally, Han would not do this, but it's involving the air temple, so I feel like that's what he would do.
Okay, I'm moving you guys to the second stage of green. Okay, you're getting closer. What do you want to do at this point as you guys are approaching? And as you are moving closer, you're feeling the chill even more. It's like almost cooling your blood. Like it's think like going outside on a windy day where it's already cold out, but then the wind cuts through you. And you just get even colder, deep down in your core, no matter how much you bundle up. It feels like that, but the air is still. And as you're approaching, going towards the table or the table, the temple, the airball field, where's your target, Han?
Hold on.
You rolling a d4?
Just roll a d4.
There we go. 1.
Table? Okay. As you approach the table, Minghua, BB lands nearby the table, and as you're looking around, again, that cold is just cutting through you, but the air's not moving. It has almost a stagnant smell to it, as though it hasn't moved in a long time.
Yay, time stop.
And Minghua, as you get closer, the food on the table still has an aroma of freshness. Like, it still smells completely edible, but there's no heat coming off of it. It's cold as if it was put in a freezer and flash frozen.
Huh.
Ooh.
I'm gonna touch one of the pieces of fruit.
Okay. You touch a piece of fruit.
Don't eat the fairy food.
It feels like a piece of fruit.
Yeah, my thoughts exactly, Nick.
Anything else?
I'm going to pick up and move the person so that they're not face down in the mashed potatoes anymore, because I feel bad about that.
Sure. As you pull this person out of the mashed potatoes, and are you leaving the potatoes on their face, or are you wiping that off?
I'll wipe it off.
Okay, you're going to be kind.
Yes.
You're going to be like, oh, this poor, middle-aged woman. You're just going to take your hand and just kind of like... The potatoes actually smell really good on your hand. It's just very cold to the touch.
I'm gonna sneak a bite.
Cold, but delicious.
We are team good life choices.
Perfectly seasoned, Minghua.
Yeah, no, I'm eating the rest of what's on my hand and, licking my fingers.
Okay.
Very obviously.
Okay. So as you do so, Minghua...
Oh, I know it's a terrible idea, but would Minghua do this? Yes.
As you continue to wipe the mashed potato off of this person's face and then just lick it on your hand, you're like, good. And you look at the lady whose face you just cleaned off, and you're realizing, she looked middle-aged from a distance away, but all of her skin has seemed to be covered in wrinkles, as though she's turning into a giant prune.
They are all mummified.
As though all the blood has drained from their skin. It's slightly grayish, and it's all just compressed and wrinkly. And as you look from everybody else at the table, to the people who you thought were elderly from their graying hair, to the young children, they all have this same prune-like appearance.
I might have a video about this recently.
Haunted by vampires.
Hello.
Hello.
Just in time for the zombie prunes.
Yep. Do you like zombie
What
movies?
they're not around for.
I'm gonna pause for now. Who wants to catch Kenzie up?
Zombies.
Yeah, long story short, we're at the air temple. Some people have gone ahead to scout. Big banquet full of people that are now prune people. And yeah, that's about it.
Brains.
No, but Kenzie's missed a lot of games.
Yeah, she wasn't around for the lore drop session, was she?
No. Kenzie hasn't been here since you guys got out of the
Prison.
prison, yeah.
So we're in the eastern.
The moon is
Earth
red. We have a
Kingdom.
dragon.
The moon is red. What?
The
The
moon is
moon
red.
is
We have
red,
a dragon.
and we're in the Eastern Earth Kingdom.
Was I in a coma?
No.
I don't know.
We do also have a dragon in the party at the moment.
It's
Also,
true.
I'm not there. I'm with Minghua on BB up at the Eastern Air Temple.
Why is BB on the page then? Why are you on the page?
Theater
Says
of the
he's lazy.
mind.
Because, yes, I'm lazy, theater of the mind. Also, I'm pretty sure by switching to this page, it was the only way I was going to be able to remind you guys you had a dragon with you.
Why is the dragon called
That is
Jasper?
accurate.
That's his name.
Because that's his name.
Can it talk?
It can talk to Minghua.
Me?
Yeah, one of us can understand the dragon.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Sadly,
Okay.
Minghua is not there, so he cannot talk to him.
We got him from Pirates.
Yes,
Yep.
yes, you
Oh,
did.
I see.
He did, in fact, get
Dar har
Well-
diddly.
I'm off the side of the boat right now.
Yeah, I ruined a combat encounter from Izzy because I demanded parlay with the pirates.
I think you did the correct thing.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah,
We've made choices.
you did make choices.
I see.
You're welcome to make choices with us.
I'm gonna see how things go. Why is there a Fire Nation soldier?
That's Gihan, the nice guard.
Don't you remember stealing disguises?
I remember tricking somebody and stealing uniforms. I don't remember one of the Fire Nation people coming with us.
Yeah, we brought him with us.
Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah.
I'm so confused.
Nara has just woken up from, like, the longest power nap. And when I say longest, I mean, like, 3 weeks.
Oh, hold on, Izzy. I need to backtrack a minute.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry to bring this up in the middle of it. What happened to our other passenger?
Which other passenger?
The annoying one?
Mr. Energy Face?
He's below deck.
Has he not woken up in a week?
He has not woken up. Last you guys checked on him, he was still unconscious.
Why are we talking about a countdown in off topic? Is there a countdown?
I doubt you could even imagine it.
That's just the torture, Dan. Don't worry.
It's the torture
Yeah,
Dan
that's mostly just to mess with Dan.
out of character, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah,
Okay.
he has remained in a I'm assuming solo room because you guys didn't want his energy sparking and hitting other people for the entire journey thus far.
And he hasn't woken up at all.
He has been out cold the entire time.
That's disconcerting.
Well, I would have examined him as well as I could.
Make me the roll and I will retroactively give you this information.
Okay. Izzy, I was doing first aid on everyone I could.
Yeah, no. This is a little out of the realm of first aid. This is more chi stuff, but yeah.
I mean, yes, that's what all of my first aid is.
I'm aware. That's why I'm letting you make the roll.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt the flow. I just thought of it.
No. That's fine. That's fine. A 7? Or do you want to re-roll? Because that's a minor twist.
Wait, 7 is? No, 7's
I
not.
mean, with the
7 is succeeds, but with a minor twist.
You
with
need
the
an 8.
reroll and a collection.
Honestly, I was going to collection give a 10 on that.
Okay, 10 works. So with him, as you're checking his chi passages, you're getting this strange sensation on him in particular, that his entire chi network is, in a word, very fucked. The majority of his energy is actually centered along his spine, which everybody is supposed to have. But going to his extremities, it seems like the energy alternates between being completely cut off and then supercharging. Hence the arcing of energy off of him. And you haven't quite been able to figure out a rhyme or a reason to what is causing it to switch. And as far as you can tell, you don't really have a way of equalizing it. You don't know exactly what they did to him, but whatever they did to him kind of made him like a DC motor where it goes and then it alt switches and then it goes and then it switches. I'm sorry, AC motor.
Statement, all right, is he?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to have been doing what I can.
Okay. Since Dan has thrown up the BRB, would anybody else like to do anything on the ship while stuff is going on?
Like in retrospect?
Yeah, retrospect. You guys have been on here for a while.
I mean, I told you my intention of kind of training with Boomy to try and get things under control.
Boomy's here?
Boomy's here.
Yeah.
As is Sagan, as is most of the actual Carnival people. You guys have a ship full of refugees.
I will
Okay.
probably
We-
be
we
paying
haven't
attention
come
to
up with
bending
it.
lessons and getting bending advice as well.
Okay. I mean,
Go-
we will go more into the RP end of that after this thing, because you guys are going to have at least another 2 weeks of travel time. But
Right.
yeah, you guys are getting the back to basics tutorial from Boomy. Which is to say nothing advanced, but more focusing on stance and footwork before even attempting the bending. Or, kind of like how before you practice swordplay, you use a stick to get proficient at the basics and move slowly. Then you speed up, and then you start practicing with a real weapon. You guys are still in that first step of we're not using elements at all yet. We're starting at basics and reworking your fundamentals.
Okay.
All right.
Yay, my father's back.
Yay.
With that, do you mind if I jump back over to the air temple bit, guys?
No, makes sense to do so.
Okay, so Han and Minghua, as you guys are up top, I believe the last thing I said to you was you recognize that these are all effectively prune people.
Yep, Miguel's looking at Han with, like, ears pinned down to his skull, like, nope, I hate this, fix it, Dad.
Izzy, can I roll history to know if I've heard, like, anything about this?
And I'm signing, the food's still good, why do they look like this?
I'm not even going to make you roll history, Dan. You've got nothing on this.
Okay.
Like, I'm not even going to make you bother rolling. There is nothing historical about this.
Okay.
So what do you guys want to do? You can keep exploring, call up reinforcements, or...
This is probably the time to call her back up.
Yeah, but Mingwall's going to suggest Yira specifically, since she knows about weird stuff bodies do.
Okay.
I would say we just get the party just to make things easier.
How dare you make sense?
I mean, unless somebody specifically does not want to go up, the dragon can carry all of you up.
Like, Nara probably won't know shit, but Bazu might.
Ooh, that's a good question. Oh, Izzy's googling.
History lore inside me.
I'm just laughing because Nora's useless, but her imaginary friend, that guy,
That guy might know shit.
that guy might know something.
So wait, so my dad hates me because I'm not a bender, and he likes my imaginary friend better than he likes me? What the fuck?
God damn it, Kenzie.
Your imaginary friend's bro. Okay, so do any of you guys want to stay on the ship?
Not particularly.
Okay. So Hotaru's getting on. Rizik, Kakan, what about you two?
Yeah, I'll go with.
Okay. Sean?
Sure.
Nick? Kenzie?
Yeah, I'm going.
Okay. Jasper is going to fly you guys up, and unlike BB, who does like a slow spiral around, Jasper literally opens up his massive red wings, and you guys are immediately 300 feet in the air with just a single wing beat.
I'm surprised he has wings at all.
I thought the Avatar dragons had wings.
I don't think they do.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they
They
don't.
were Eastern style
Yeah,
dragon.
I'm reasonably sure they don't have wings.
No, they've got wings.
Yeah,
I'm looking at Rand and Shaw now. They're big snakes, but they've got two massive wings on them.
Yeah, some of them do have like wyvern style wings.
Oh, so they do.
Yeah.
Look at that.
No, I'm looking at this. I'm like, no, that doesn't sound right. Because despite everything, they're not airbenders. They needed wings. I'm also thinking of like Roku's dragon and God, what was Lord Zuko's dragon in Korra? I forget what its name was.
Neat. I forgot that.
Yeah, so anyway, two giant wing flaps. And you guys are hundreds of feet in the air. The boat, now a tiny little speck beneath you guys. This dragon just, not circling, just a couple of wing beats, straight up, actually bypasses where the temple is, and is starting to circle overhead before then going to like slowly come downward. I would like any two of you to make me a perception check. The rest, excuse me, may boost if you wish.
I refuse because I'm trying not to throw up.
I will absolutely make a perception check to try and figure out what the hell's going on.
Okay.
Does anyone want to boost?
I don't like not being on the ground.
I'll boost again, see if I can get another pair of binoculars done.
And
what is an 8 a bonus to? Because I'm doing Thomas's boost first for me.
8 is a +3. Also, Thomas is not coming with you.
Oh yeah, he'd be a bit too heavy.
Yeah.
Well, the second pair of binoculars is a 10, which is that +3 or +4?
3. 4 has
Okay.
got to be 12 or higher. All right.
Okay. So both Yara and Han have +3 binoculars.
Okay. Kakan, Nara, what are you guys doing as you guys are flying around on this dragon?
I'm just going, whee!
Yeah, Kakan's just kind of marveling at the fact that this is an honest to goodness dragon.
Fair.
Oh god, not again.
Mostly enjoying my time in the sky on a fucking dragon.
Okay, fair enough. Yura, since you're the only one actively looking around, kindly make me that check.
Sure thing. We're still in green.
You're still in green.
All right.
Oblivious shall be oblivious.
What bonus do I have, Rizik?
+3. You needed
That
it.
is 7.
You can take a damage and reroll, don't forget.
We're in green. I can't do that.
Also,
Unless I was allowed to. Yeah, like that.
No, that's not a 7, that's a 6, sir.
Still a minor twist range. Honestly, I feel like I can take a penalty for being distracted by the interesting things going on around us.
Sure. Yeah. Okay, so as you cycle upwards, getting a good beating down on it, you're able to see and point out pretty much everything I had initially said. You're noticing that a couple of the structures of the Eastern Air Temple that have, fallen over and collapsed were in fact on the peripheries, which is what you've seen. And there's one segment where this stone wall I mentioned that was built up seems to have been broken down, along with part of a building directly behind it. And that seems to have been the only way to get entry if you are trying to scale this mountain. But honestly, this temple almost looks untouched, especially in the central areas. Like looking around, like especially now that you see, Minghua and Hans, standing by a table that have tons of airbenders, like people, not corpses, not skeletons. Like they still have hair on their heads, and there's food there. They're just not moving. And as they're all looking around, like basked in this blue moonlight, you're just kind of wondering what exactly is going on here.
Wait a minute. Blue moonlight.
Yes, blue moonlight.
Okay, so we're seeing our allies standing around with people who are moving around in blue moonlight.
No, they're not moving. The people are stationary.
The only movements were ones caused by me moving one of them.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes. The airbenders are stationary. Minghua and Han are the only two people moving. But everything
and probably shivering.
Yeah, everything is bathed in a bluish moonlight as you're looking down on them.
I'm going to try and gesture for can you take us down or even say, can you take us down? But something is strange here.
You're just going to get a growl back as Jasper begins to descend slowly.
Mm-hmm.
And he will, his long snake-like body will kind of form a circle on the ground surrounding this table where Han and Minghua are. And then he's going to stand up and look around. And he's going to growl to you, Minghua. Call if you need me, little one. I'm going to circle the skies. And as he, rears back, opens his mouth, and just a puff of breath comes out, chilling, almost freezes in midair. He is going to flap his wings, and again, the cold cuts through each of you like a knife as he ascends slowly back into the sky.
Izzy.
Mm-hmm.
Firebending techniques for keeping yourself warm at all times, even upon a mountain peak.
Sure.
Hell.
Yes and no. Where you're generating the flame, immediately it is helping.
This is all internal stuff. This is internal chi stuff.
It is not helping as much as you would expect.
Okay.
It is helping, but you are still... normally this would warm your entire body up. Your external bits are still very cold, and there are even some of your internal parts that you still feel very chilled by, even though you're trying to get your internal, energy flowing.
I don't suppose he can help warm the rest of us up.
I'm not going to light a fire right now. But no. In fact, it's hard to even warm myself up given what's happening. Han, do you have any idea or explanation for this?
No.
Han has turned into a prone person.
No!
Did Dan step away again?
Dad?
He was too devastated that Elden Ring isn't out yet.
He
Yep.
died.
He's sitting there staring at the countdown.
It's the final countdown.
He has just become the kid waiting to leave class at the end of the day who's just staring at the clock and not paying attention.
Yeah, we're just going to say that Han is kind of standing there almost bewitched, like looking at people from his nation, like almost dumbstruck for a few minutes up until he gets back.
Well, I suppose I'm going to go examine the people then, because I have no idea what Han's doing.
Okay. Yeah, no, Han's just going to be dumbstruck for a bit. Okay, so Yira, you can examine. This will take... I'm going to just move you guys down, and we will be using...
Are we still in green, or are we in yellow?
I'm going to say this will be first yellow.
Okay.
Six. Unless you want your reroll.
Does anyone want to... I should have asked if anyone could boost before this.
Yep. You are on tracker time.
Well, you do have the...
That's only for looking around, not for examining.
Right, yeah. Never mind.
Oh, geez.
You know what? I'm going to take the minor twist.
Well, you don't have the choice. It's, do you want to do something to reroll? You have to succeed with a minor twist on this.
Oh, I see.
Could I also try examining?
Sure.
Yes.
Let's do that. Same result.
Okay. 6. Rizik, you also wanted to examine? You may roll your dice.
Okay. And what die probably makes sense, sir?
You tell me what you think.
Well, I'm guessing that I can't really use technology, so probably otherworldly mythos makes more sense.
Yep.
And then probably lightning calculator, because this wouldn't be an invention.
Correct.
And are we still in green?
You are in yellow now.
Okay. So 6.
Okay, and that is your guys' first principal of the evening. Congratulations.
Yay!
Yay.
All right, Rizik and Yira, you guys get similar things but different. So Yira, as you're checking these people very quickly, going over them with your warm hands that are not quite warming up, there's no chi movement in these people at all. their energy is just completely at a standstill. Rizik, you read a paper about this. You forget who wrote it, but somebody in your division was applying principles of how to slow down body function and almost prevent a person from aging by kind of like concocting a soup and sticking them in it, in like a vat.
Does that sound like what happened to the people who got turned into tank engines?
Well, the tank engine was less put in stasis and more somehow draw energy out of you.
Yeah.
Well, if you're in stasis, you're not using your energy now, are you?
I don't suppose that gives me an idea on, like, how you would be taking people safely out of stasis, does it?
With a minor twist, no. I will tell you, though, that if stasis is not done properly, there's a good chance it's permanent, which just means death.
Well, I'll let people know about that.
All right. And who would you like to kick the action to? Minghua, Kakan, Nara, or Hotaru?
The environment is also an option, is he, or no?
The environment, I'm just going to have act whenever
Let's
it
go
ticks.
to Nara.
All right, Kenzie. What is little Nara doing?
Am I still on the dragon?
The dragon flew away. You are surrounded by prune people, airbenders. Some old, some young, some middle-aged, but all wrinkled. And
Also,
there's
lots of food, though the food is cold.
There's a table full of cold but delicious food. And there's an entire air temple around.
I'm definitely gonna go eat that food.
Okay.
We are smartest party.
No questions. You're just going to eat the
Look,
food.
what do you expect from the child and the animal?
Mm-hmm.
We are smartest
Wait,
party.
is Minghua eating the food?
Minghua.
I had a handful of it already. You can probably see a bit of potato stuck in the fur on my chin.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know, like, they're airbenders. Dad's an airbender, why would I be scared of airbenders?
Okay. You can help yourself to some
Besides,
food.
you had your army of ghost children. Why would dead people scare you?
I didn't know they were ghosts.
So you're going.
And you don't know these ones are dead.
Yeah. So
Wait, what? Are they actually dead?
We don't know.
You don't know. They're definitely
Sort
prone
of.
people. They're definitely prone people. If you're going for food, would you like grilled vegetables, the custard tarts, or one of the various pastries?
Oh, excuse me, the custard tarts, of course. I immediately go for the sweets.
Actually, I'm gonna let you do this, Kenzie. Roll me 3d10s.
Is this how much you eat and how much you barf up later?
I'm not saying.
There's no way this can end poorly.
Holy shit! A lot.
Okay.
I'm gonna be really sick later, guys.
Okay.
We're on with Mega Boned then.
What did you get? I can't look at Roll20 right now.
I got a 10, a 9, and a 9.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real sick.
Okay, so Nara, you just go over to the table. And you're just like, ooh, custard tart. Ooh, custard.
Ooh, pastries.
Yeah, ooh, pastries.
Piece of candy.
Pretty much.
Piece of candy.
Like, Dad's not there, and nobody is like preventing me from eating this shit.
Is Mima not with our group currently as well?
Look, Mingwall sees this happening as just like comfort eating in strange times. Seems reasonable.
There's nothing wrong here.
Yeah, I think this is the appropriate time for Minghua to go. Since Minghua and Nara are, I'm going to say, two peas in a pod when it comes to eating.
So what you're saying is it
Super
is...
glad I could help, guys. I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna eat food.
Oh, don't...
Mingwall is all...
You cut out there,
Yeah,
unless I stopped.
You cut out there, Lore. Lore?
Bueller.
Lore did say they had shit internet tonight.
Snake!
Snake!
Are we just losing my entire family due to shit internet?
One at a time.
Dan,
Go away.
my father's gone!
Well,
My babysitter's dying! My babysitter's not saying anything! Oh my god! I just start shoving more food in my face.
Everybody who touches the
Alright.
food dies.
So
Oh
being
my
in a food coma, Nara is soon to be in a food coma, and Han's in a depressive coma.
Laura, you there? Okay, I guess we're gonna come back to Laura.
I feel like at some point, Yura or Rizik will stop the shoving food into mouth.
Of me or Mingwa?
Yes.
Boo.
I think that's got to wait till after you guys finish your thorough examination, because you were like enraptured by what's happening. Then you turn and like Nara's cleaned off like her corner of the table. With this,
It's just like, why?
yeah, with this cold, disgusting tart. Okay,
Hey, it looked good to me.
Is Dan back finally?
we got Dan
I am
back,
back.
but we lost Mingwa.
My whole family's disappearing. Oh shit. Hey, Dad, I'm stuffing my face. I don't know what's going on. There's weird people around, and I've found food, so, you know, eat that food.
Nara, we don't know where that food's been.
It's fine. Just try some.
I would rather not.
Nara, it's very cold, and for some of the warmer dishes, that's disappointing. But custard tart's supposed to be cold, and
Yeah.
it is divine.
We're just waiting. Han to Nara, what's in your mouth?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. Nothing.
You've never felt these feelings that you're feeling right now over custard tart.
I try to put some in my bag.
She is 9.
She strolled around naked with Kono.
Wait, hold on. Did my birthday pass? I thought I was 8.
No, you were 8. Your dad just doesn't care about you so much he doesn't remember your birthday.
My god! This is not my birthday!
Wow.
What a dad.
What is
Nara has ever
You
remembered
know
to
these
tell
facts
Han
about the child that forced you into adopting her.
after, after
you know
robbing
what?
me, by the way.
You know why he doesn't,
Video.
remember? Because he was only thinking about when Elden Ring would come out.
Oh! Alright, Kakan or Hotaru, which one of you would like to go while we wait for Lore to reconnect, hopefully?
Yes, I'll go. I mean,
With me.
I don't know what to do though. I guess I'm gonna examine the people, creepy as they are.
Okay, the people at the table, the people elsewhere.
There's a lot of people at the table. I want to look like the people kind of around.
Make me an awareness check.
Okay. I haven't had to get my character sheet out yet.
Shame!
Haven't needed it yet. Succeed, minor twist.
Okay. Before I tell you this, if you're not staying at the table, where are you going? There's like the airball field, there's the wall, part of which has been broken down, and then there's the main temple area. Which one would you like to go towards?
We have a map of this, or are we just on a boat?
I'm leaving. This is theater of the mind, unfortunately, because I could not find a good representation of the Eastern Air Temple, because that's actually been very well shown in the show.
All right, so say again.
So you guys are in a open field by a large circular banquet table. Nearby, you guys, kind of downhill slightly, but in the center of the overall encampment, is the airball field, where you recognize there were a bunch of small children. If you head towards the perimeter, there's this stone wall that was kind of built up, probably 15 feet tall, making that final stretch to get onto this plateaued area very difficult for any non-airbenders or earthbenders. There is the main temple, which looks untouched, which kind of appears to be in the center of this entire grand, air temple. The Eastern Air Temple is kind of built up on lots of peaks. but they all kind of connect onto one area that's plateaued over. There are just some areas that are higher or lower than others.
Okay.
And then there's just the people that were like closer by the open, probably heading towards where their sleeping quarters would be, just also in an open field, kind of slumped over against a bunch of trees.
I guess I'm gonna go look at some of the people that were like a little more spread out.
Okay, so in the open field by trees?
Yeah.
Okay. And you rolled a 4, so you succeed
Yes.
with a minor twist.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, looking around, kind of the same story. Like, some of these people appeared to be carrying things, either like small bags or baskets, with food or some kind of weavings in them. All of the objects and food and whatnot appear to be untouched. The people all appear to be the same, the same situation. They all appear to be women of varying ages. The older they are, the more likely they are to have their airbending tattoos. But all of their skin has just become wrinkled and pruned. And if you go to try to wake them up or like grab their hand, like their arms will move, but there's no warmth in them.
Does this remind me of anything that I've seen before or read about?
The pod.
The pod. Actually, in a sense, kind of. Just this stillness, this, coldness, this clamminess. It's kind of like the last feelings you would have felt before you also drifted off to sleep.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, that took some sort of gas to do it, didn't it?
Yes.
So, do I smell anything related to that or anything kind of...
The air here is stagnant. Like it hasn't moved in a while. It's not fresh air, but like there's no odor in it.
I look up real quick before my turn's over at the moon. Is it still red?
It is yellow.
Wait, what?
The moon is yellow.
And it's shedding blue moonlight.
No, it is shedding yellow moonlight.
Wait, what?
It is shedding yellow moonlight.
It was red before for me, right?
When you were down on the boat, it appeared to be red, yes.
Uh-oh.
And did I see it as blue when I was in the courtyard?
Yura probably pointed it out when you guys were on Dragonback.
Okay. Huh. Okay, that's probably my turn.
That is your turn.
Oh,
Kakan!
yeah, Kakan's up.
Kakan!
Yeah, sure what else to want to do here either. I guess I'll see if let's see. So it looks like there's a way like deeper into the air temple that looks like it's been sealed or something. Yeah.
Nothing's been sealed. The Eastern Air Temple is actually a very opened area. You're not the character I would give this lore to, but effectively, if you look around, almost think like Greek times. There's like a like Pantheon or the Parthenon kind of building, which would just be large, very grandiose, but kind of like a singular large structure. Then open field, and then it valleys down and then comes back up because there are multiple peaks to this air temple. And then there's like a meditation circle, and then beyond that there's like another large building which is less grandiose. So you could assume barracks or cooking or something more mundane there.
How far away is that?
The barracks area?
Yeah.
I'd say probably 2 peaks away. Think like if you're living on a suburban street, it's like 2 houses down. It's not terribly far.
Right, but still on another peak, so we can't traverse it without flying.
Oh, no. Like, when I say on another peak, like, there are stairs that go down and then come back
Oh,
up.
gotcha.
Like, once you are at this point in the Eastern Air Temple, you can access everything. If you're a airbender, you could probably jump or glide from one peak to another almost instantaneously. If you're not, there are stairs to accommodate you to go up and down. But getting to this point of the temple is the difficult part, and you guys bypass that with Bison and Dragon.
Yeah, Kakana's gonna see if he can head to that barracks area.
Okay. Roll me awareness, please. Or investigation if you have that.
Oh, that.
Or anything else that you deem appropriate.
Yeah.
That you would like to argue.
Sure. Let's see. I'll be looking for. Can I use my? Can I use my my nuclear ability to see if I can sense any sort of any spiritual disruption or elemental disruption that may have happened here?
You know what? Yes.
Still on green, right?
You're in yellow.
Yellow. So.
Doesn't matter for you, but yeah.
5.
5. Minor twist.
What a twist.
What a twist. Alright, so Kakan, as you traverse over to the barracks, you're kind of like sending out your nuclear energy, trying to get a sense of everything. And this has never happened to you before, but in a sense you're having kind of one of those awkward guy moments. You're like, it should be working, but it's not. As you're using your nuclear radiation, trying to send it outwards, it's just not going anywhere. Everything seems to be kind of like stilling and stagnating. That said, when you do get to that area, you do find a handful of people who have apparently already retired to bed. There are several airbending women dressed in the long orange and yellow robes, faces completely pruned up, seemingly to sleep silently. Welcome back, Lore. However, you also find a male monk in these barracks.
Scandal.
Off in one side. No airbending tattoos, but bald head, nicely dressed. And unlike the others, his skin is still smooth. Seem to be... I'm not going to say unaffected. His skin is cold to the touch, but there's still a little bit of red in his tan cheeks.
Can I try and wake him up?
Yeah. You shaking him? You calling to him? What exactly are you doing?
Yeah, I'll shake him a little bit.
Okay. As you shake him, I'm gonna say you grab him by both shoulders and just kind of like, give him like a little back and forth shake. His eyelids are going to open up for the briefest of moments before his entire head, his bearded chin just kind of falls and touches his chest as his lids just close back over and his head just kind of topples forward in almost a ragdoll-like motion.
Okay. Can I use my principle of exorcism to see if there's something spiritual going on here? Like if there's something wrong with his spirit.
Yes, I will allow that.
Same roll as last time.
Unless you want to argue something else.
Yeah, I'm keeping with the spiritual thing, so I'll.
Okay, sure. So, second principle. A 7, eh?
Yes.
Oh boy.
Okay, so as you're like, it's hard to do again because there's just, it's like a thickness in the air and you're scanning him and you're like, there's something definitely going on here. Like, that's just, as seems to put him in this state. As you're scanning him, you just come to this realization. You're like, oh no. So Ziggy, I'm going to be giving you a hinder. You were hindered equal to your min die persistent. You have a persistent -2 on you as you make this realization. You're scanning him and you're like, oh yeah, there's definitely something spiritual going on to him as you're like, waving your hand and just radiation is coming off of your palm, kind of going into him. And then as you take your hand off to the side, like just to put it down, the radiation is still coming out. You recognize, oh crap, it's not in him. It's everywhere. It's just in the air.
I have to leave this place. I'm going to try and rush back to the others.
All right. Well, you're stopping with that. We're going to come back to you in a bit. Minghua, what would you like to do? Hopefully we don't lose.
My internet is. I'm not sure it makes sense for me to start trying to do anything.
I mean, if you want, you can type and we can go from there. But I can hear you.
We could, for now, assume that I'm just palling around with Nora.
Okay, so you and Nara are both in a feeding frenzy?
Not feeding frenzy, I'm more being Nora food taster. I'm putting my finger in things and testing them before she gets to them.
Minghua, that custard tart is divine.
Truly delectable.
Truly delectable. It's the perfect temperature.
Wait, it's not cold?
Oh, it's cold, but the custard tart is supposed to be cold.
Fair.
I'm getting suspicious of this food.
You should have been for a while.
The whole time. I'm suspicious of it this whole time. We're totally eating free food right now. It's fine. It's fine.
Why do you think Dad told you not to eat the food?
Dad wasn't there.
Fine.
Father left me, and Father hates me for not being a bender anyway.
Dad said not to
Your
eat the food before
feelings,
Dad
Nora.
went away.
Eat them.
I need custard to
Dad.
make myself feel better.
There needs to be constant supervision.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you leave me alone?
I have children. I can attest to this.
I left you with Minghua.
Meanwhile, we'll also eat random objects, apparently.
I was gonna say, and look at what happened. This is your fault.
Derp. All right. With that, I'm advancing you guys onward, and
Nothing bad will happen.
So in hindsight,
ooh, that's
if we hit red here.
Hello?
What was that?
that's what happened as the scene tracker advanced. You heard that.
I think
The
the
guy
guy
just
might
heard
be
snoring.
picking up our
Apparently, Izzy has some breathing
like-
problems.
Is that like a snore?
That is something between a snore and a growl. Who would like to, Minghua, who would you like to pass to?
Ed!
Han, it's your turn. What
I
would
guess
you...
I'll roll insight into the giant fucking snore thing.
Okay, insight or awareness, your choice.
Well, my awareness would be a D4, so I would roll insight.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'll use a +2 for this.
Sure.
Well, the +2 makes that a 5.
Okay. You've never quite heard anything quite like that before, but you're pretty confident that it came from inside the central temple.
Okay. I'm gonna wave people down and say, "Hey, I think that weird noise came from the central temple."
I want to go check out that temple.
Okay, I'm going to make this easy. If you're going to go check out the central temple, drag your icon from the boat above the boat to where I'm pinging.
Yura has a question for me first of how is everyone doing with this unnatural cold?
Probably not well.
Yeah, I probably am cold.
I'm
There's
definitely shivering.
like the fact that like the whatever engineer jumpsuit have covers full body is probably the one benefit of this. But like
That doesn't matter. Again, it just seems to cut through you as though you weren't even wearing the clothes.
As if you were wearing nothing at all.
As if you were
Thank
completely
you, Nick.
naked.
That's exactly where my brain went.
Nothing at all.
well,
Nothing at
the
all.
yeah, so not well then. Not well.
Okay, so Yira, Kakan, and Minghua are not going to head towards the temple. And
I'm going to head towards the temple.
Is he? I can't keep Roll20 open right now. Just if Nora's going, then I'm going.
Okay, so everybody
I
but
think
Kakan.
we can assume everyone going.
Hey,
Okay.
Senator!
Okay, Kakan, I'm going to assume you're probably...
Going with the rest of us.
Yeah.
That is the other important question.
Actually, Kakan, you're just going to GTFO. I will say you see everybody heading towards the temple. Would you follow them in there, or would you?
I mean, I'm gonna follow him in, but I'm gonna be shouting a warning.
Okay.
What are you shouting to us?
We have to leave now. The air here is what it's done something to them. This entire place is tainted.
It's blocked their chi and probably caused more damage. However, whatever has caused this maybe is waking up in there.
Hey, Izzy, what color is the moon?
Right now,
Yeah.
yellow.
Okay.
Actually, Kakan, dumb question. That airbending monk you found, are you taking him with you, or are you leaving him?
Yeah, I'll take him. He's the only person that looks to have all his flesh, so yeah.
Yep. Okay. I'll give this to you. I'll give this to you guys for free. As Kakan comes wandering out, you recognize the person he's carrying.
We do?
Oh yeah.
Who is it?
The Boomy?
Bald man, tanned skin with a beard, with very nice Earth Kingdom clothes.
Fuck, it's Jinwei.
No, it's Wei Jin.
That's what I meant.
You were very close. Good job. I wouldn't have remembered that.
Okay.
He's less
Sorry,
snotty
that
than
one was
last time
actually
we saw
pretty
him.
funny.
He's less what?
He's less snotty than the last time we saw him,
Yeah.
presumably.
Yes. Presumably.
Well,
Also much more unconscious.
is that what the green is? Huh. Either way, I think quickly see what's in there and then probably leave fast.
Okay. So you guys all head into the temple. And, in here, it seems like there was already, like, some kind of service going on. People sitting in, chairs, almost in, like, pews, aisles, cross-legged and meditating. And then in the centralmost area, because it kind of spirals outwards, monks were... There's not really a front and a back so much as there is just like a center, and then you can sit anywhere in the surrounding area. And it looks as though there were some monks in here previously meditating, some with prayer beads, others just, with their eyes closed, almost resting peaceably before they were pruned. And in the very center of this large hexagonal room, where the stonework patterns on the ground seem to spiral inwards, you see this massive lump of white. It almost just looks like a ball of fuzz, just bigger than Minghua, and it's just fluff. Like,
Oh my
Is
god.
it an air bison?
it's not, think air bison like with that kind of color. But does anybody know what a
Is
Caton de Tuliar is? That type of dog, or
the
Oh, wait, I
wait,
know
the
what you're
Russian
talking
bear dog?
But do you know what my girlfriend's dog looks like, or my fiance's?
The little Pomeranian dog.
Yeah, that think like that, but massive. You just see all this hair kind of forming this, like almost snug little hedgehog
Is
ball.
it on the ground?
Yes, it is on the ground.
I'm running at that thing.
Okay,
Han, this is on you.
Han already went.
Kakan's gonna try and hold Nara back from the sleeping beast.
Okay,
It's so fluffy.
Nara, you can, if you want to try to wiggle out, you can make me an agility check. Khan, you will also need to make me an agility check to try to catch her. Or you guys can argue other things.
No, agility's fine.
Okay.
Agility. Creativity. Are we in yellow or green?
You're in yellow.
Yellow.
Roll those dice.
7.
7.
Character.
8.
Okay, yeah, you are very close to grabbing her, Ziggy, but Nara just slips ahead of you by just like the smallest inch.
I'm like reminded right now
Try
that
to.
I'm reminded right now of Abu and Aladdin when he's like just about to grab the red gem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that sounds accurate.
So Nara, you run forward and you just slam head first into this. Yeah, it's so fluffy, I'm gonna die. Thank you.
Yep.
The big floof.
Good.
I'm sorry, Kakan, but it's so fluffy.
Oh, I'm sorry. Minghua, you can also roll. Minghua is also trying to grab you.
Damn.
Easy, I'll need you to roll for me.
That's fine. I'm going to roll your speed. And
And you best to 7, because goddamn do I want to touch this fluffy thing.
acrobatics. That makes the
Touch
most.
fluffy tail.
That works.
I'm touching the fluffy thing!
I am so sorry. I am so sorry, Laura. You got a 3, a 2, and a 3.
Look, the dice wants the fluff.
The dice
The
want
dice have declared their will.
All right.
I'm not.
All right, Nara. Are you
The dice have spoken.
Are you running forward and touching it, or are you running and barreling into it? What exactly are you doing as you charge forward towards
Is
this?
this bigger than me?
It's bigger than Minghua.
It's bigger than Mingwa. Okay. I am going to kind of like run at it, and I'm going to like flop onto it and hug it.
Yeah, that checks out.
I'm concerned about the silence.
Hold on a minute. I need to massage my temples for a minute. Okay.
You gave a small child a fluffy. What do you expect?
Okay. So
Never-ending story time.
okay.
I would try to
Also,
argue
we
doing a
try
reaction, but I
to
honestly
roll
just want to see what
better.
happens to this out of the character.
Okay.
I want to kill. My father wants to see me die.
No. Dan wants to kind of see what happens if Nara gets
Your
attacked.
father wants you to understand that actions have consequences.
Han is horrified at this.
The text on that GIF might be more accurate than you realize.
No, I'm going for it, baby.
It's so fluffy, I'm gonna die. So, as you
More accurate than we ever could have thought.
as you launch yourself into this giant white fluff ball, you just feel
I
like
imagine my inner voice is screaming at me to stop.
Bazu.
Yep.
Yeah.
Actually, you can assume that Bazu has been trying to give you a narrative this entire time, and as you bolt forward to land to this thing, you just hear in your head, "Kid, don't."
Oh, so he's like high right now. Oh, just like really slow.
Yeah.
Am I on speed and he's not?
So as you flop into this thing, and then you just hear in your head, "No!" and it just cuts off. And you feel this entire fluffy thing kind of shake, and like its white hair just kind of like, tickles you all over, and you're probably just like wiggling around in it.
I'm giggling if it's tickling me.
It definitely is. And as that's happening, you just feel this thing kind of changes positions, if you will. From where you flop down, that part goes vertical, and you just kind of like slide off through this hair, creating static electricity, which just makes your hair go pfft.
Wait.
But as you're doing so, this thing, which was already bigger than Minghua, is now sitting up from its slumped over side lay. And now it is easily 2, if not 3 times as tall as the biggest one of you, your goat gorilla.
I imagine Kakong and Minghua are kind of just like standing there, each with an arm outstretched, and the head slowly pans up as the thing stands.
Yeah, pretty much that. And as this thing turns, there's a couple of things about it that will shock you guys immediately. First thing you notice is its tree trunk-like legs that come out into rounded points. The legs alone are bigger than Nara. And that's probably where she slid down, and is like she could get lost in the long white fur of this tree trunk of a leg. That said, the leg is relatively squat compared to the bear-like mass that is the rest of this creature. And as it turns to look at you, you see these 2 massive arms, the same thickness as the legs, coming to a 3-fingered point. With rounded nails, and the hands completely hairless and black like ichor. Very reminiscent of several things you have seen presently. The belly and underside, also devoid of any white hair, also black, but muscular. Like layer and layer of muscle kind of folded over itself, with a protective layer of fat that can't seem to hold back just all that raw flesh. The head, along the top, a white, almost peacock-like mohawk, reaching high up and then kind of furrowing backwards, almost like a fish fin, until it kind of blends into the rest of the white fur along its back. And its face is this white porcelain mask that has been severed into 2 sections. The one where you can just see the jawbone that kind of hangs limply, opening and closing with the black skin behind it, and the white mask with these yellow eyes staring back at you guys. In every sense, you guys are partially shocked, partially horrified, because it was not just a few weeks ago where you met Ko, the Face Stealer. And outside of this thing being large and muscular and not insectoid in any way, it's checking off all the other boxes. As this thing turns, looks down at Nara, looks up at the rest of you, rears back its arms, and just lets out a roar. What are you all doing?
I think we should run.
I imagine like the roar kind of flips me over backwards, and I kind of do a somersault backwards away from it.
I also.
Yep.
What is the room we're in like?
It is a hexagon-shaped room. This thing is in the center. You guys would have probably come about halfway down an aisle.
What are the walls and floor made out of?
They would be made out of like stone.
Yeah, I'll take care of it.
Let's seal this and go.
Yeah, look, can we please run?
Yep. Create a wall behind us and run.
Do we know what the hell it is?
I don't care.
Izzy, can I roll to see if I've ever encountered or heard a legend of things, whatever this is?
You may.
Can I boost?
I think we're still on combat time.
Yeah, I mean, it's Nara has action economy right now. Minghua and Kakan were passed to, so you can pass. Nara can pass to either Yira, Rizik, or Hotaru.
Please pass to me.
Hotaru!
Okay.
I would still like to roll to know what the hell this thing is.
Can do that after wall.
Let's see. I think I have a plus. I'm gonna just burn the +4, and there's a wall, and then we're running. Everyone good with the wall strategy?
Sounds
I would
fine
like
me.
to know what it was before we built the wall, in case that would be a bad idea. But otherwise, wall strategy is fine.
Okay, roll me your dice, Wax.
Yep. Second. I don't feel like I can use creativity for this because I am just there's no creativity. This is just a wall.
Mm-hmm.
But I will use a +4.
Okay, that's an 8.
I forgot to declare a principle on this, but whatever, it's still high enough.
Yep. So as your wall begins to assemble, you get into the stance and kind of like force it upwards. You're making the wall. It's being made a lot slower than you would otherwise anticipate, as though the earth itself is giving more resistance to your bending. You still get the wall, but it takes longer than you would otherwise expect.
It's like just not moving fast enough.
It's moving. You have a wall between you and whatever this thing is.
All right, let's go. Make the wall, and then we're just gonna run.
Okay. Rizik and Yira, you have to pass it to the two of them.
I guess Yira.
Well, I'm going to see if I have ever heard of what this thing is, and I'm going to spend one of my +4s because this thing sounds interesting.
Sure.
Using background skill for overcome, that gets me up to an 11. Unless I can justify that I used Rizik's bonus binoculars to get a better look at this thing for the persistent boost.
I mean, if I'm allowed to, I would grant you that bonus.
To study it briefly before the wall goes up.
I'll allow it. It's
all right.
That's
14.
Oh, you used a bonus in addition to the +3. Okay, I missed that part. Okay. Yuri, you don't know the name of this thing, but you're familiar with the different types of spirits that manifest the world from your travels, and especially after speaking with Sagan and having seen Ko, there's more of an urgency to studying them, and in talking with a couple of people and remembering back, you do remember tell of one such spirit.
Oh boy.
You don't know what its name is. But you have this sneaking suspicion. Oh yeah, you used deduction. You have the sneaking suspicion it kind of comes from the same lineage as Ko. Just from, body features.
Ko's mom has been specifically mentioned as a thing.
And, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was who gave the Master his powers.
And the only other thing I will give you from deduction, because you did get a 14, it appears that this is a spirit of, I almost want to say stagnation, a spirit of torpor.
Mm-hmm. Well, this spirit, at the very least, before we necessarily leave, I think is responsible for everything happening around the temple. It's a spirit of torpor.
That's great. Can we go?
Izzy, do I have any idea what would happen if this effect was removed to the seemingly dead monks, given studying their chi?
It seems like there's no chi left in them.
Okay, so they all would just die. finally collapse.
They would finally collapse. It seems like that's the only thing keeping their bodies together.
Unfortunate, but makes sense.
Yeah, the brain has not had blood for too long.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, the only person left is Rizik.
Yeah, I think it is leave with rest of group time. Follow everyone else who started running. Like, Yara already identified it, so I don't really see a reason to roll that. Actually, quick question. Did someone have a persistent hinder?
Kakan.
Yeah, I did. -2.
What was the source of it?
Torpor.
Yeah.
Yawn spirit.
I give you some caffeine pills.
He smacks the demon right out of you.
Or not.
Power thirst.
Now comes it women.
Oh my god. Okay. Okay, with that, we are advancing the scene tracker, and as that's happening, okay, you all look behind you to see this spirit trivially, like one meaty hand just goes through the wall that Hotaru put up. And as you're looking like seemingly to make a point almost, taking a big step forward and then stopping and smashing the rest of the wall down till it's flat. Yeah, that's all it's doing.
It goes smash.
It goes smash through wall.
Big.
What are you guys doing as you exit the temple? I'm going to just say you're in collective time now.
I mean, we're taking Wei Jin with us and probably just leaving.
Okay, you're calling Jasper, jumping on BB, and GTFOing.
Pretty much.
Okay. I'm not even going to make you guys roll or anything for that. That is trivially enough to do. Two things you guys notice.
One thing, Izzy, I do want to see if hitting the spirit with lightning while we're flying away does anything to it.
Okay. Well, fun fact about that, the spirit never comes out of the temple.
Wow.
As you guys run out of the temple and call your dragon friend and BB, does not seem to pursue you.
Izzy, 'cause I'm trying to pay attention to it. What color is the moon?
When are you asking this question?
I guess
we leave the temple.
both as we leave the temple, and I'm going to try to watch the moon as we run.
Okay. The moon is staying yellow as you are running.
Okay.
Okay. As you mount the dragon and or BB and begin to fly up, the moon begins to tint and change more bluish. And then as they descend back towards your ship, it begins to turn red.
What?
I'm throwing physics into a fantasy game.
Can I roll?
Yeah, I understand what's going on there.
Can I roll some insight on this?
Sure.
Okay.
I don't get the physics.
I don't either. I'm gonna burn it.
Don't waste a bonus on this. Please don't waste a bonus on this.
Okay, fine.
Can I roll science for it or no?
Yes, you may.
Or
Anybody
actually
may
roll former weapons engineer.
What are your dice? I might boost you if you're better.
I'm assuming this would be lightning calculator, not inventions, so D8. If I'm using former weapons inventor, would be another D8, and then yellow's a D8.
Okay, then you should boost me. I am 10, 8, 8.
Okay, I will boost you then.
I hate numbers talk. All right, you got
Sorry.
a +1, and Han, you rolled a 6.
Yep.
Yeah, you're not really sure about what exactly is going on, but after you land on your ship, I'm gonna say if you look back up at the moon in like an hour, When you're away from the Eastern Air Temple, it looks fine.
Okay.
It looks like it's normal coloration, a yellow moon in the sky.
Wait, but the moon is also back then.
It is presently back, yes. It is high in the sky. But it is back, and it does look normal. If you guys want a out-of-character quick physics lesson, prism effects, if you slow the particles that light is traveling through, it changes their wavelength.
What the fuck is he?
You see, I was assuming this was more like what happens when things are approaching the speed of light and going sufficiently
Having to
fast.
deal with actually the slowing down or speeding up of light particles for why the moon was the wrong color.
Yeah, because I'm an asshole. I gave you a hint as to what was in that temple without giving you a hint about it.
My brain.
So yeah, with that, it seemed like the creature that was in the temple as you guys were making your escape never exited the temple. And as you set back down on the naval ship, you can almost hear the echoing from on high of just.
So I'm gonna go find Sagan as soon as we get back to the boat.
Okay.
Is he conscious?
Yeah, if he's not conscious as soon as you get back, you guys have a long trip ahead of you.
I mostly want to talk to him while that's still within, visible distance.
Okay. I will say he is conscious.
Okay, so Ringmaster, or rather should I say Gridmaster of the White Lotus, we encountered something that you may be able to explain more about in the temple.
What did you find?
A spirit of torpor whose effects extended so far that they drained all the chi from several bodies in the area.
That isn't very concerning.
And also made the moon visible again with different shades.
He's going to look up at the moon. And since you guys would have done this just as you come back, it's still very bright and red. He's like, well, the spirit of the moon, I don't know if it has any relation to this spirit of torpor, as you say. But why was it here to begin with? Everything with the spirits seems to be completely out of balance. We need to find a way to recenter the world. But how to even begin? He's just going to sit back and ponder for a bit.
Well, I know a little bit of spiritual lore. Nowhere near enough, but...
As do I, but there are so many spirits, it's impossible to know everything about each one. And most of them are very unique by their very nature.
While true, there are some similarities. This one at least appeared to be similar to Ko.
And maybe from the same faction of spirits, then. Spirits of... Well, we know Ko is a spirit of vengeance. If this is a spirit of torpor, you said?
Yes.
That spirits of the abstract, maybe? I'm not quite certain of their lineage. Where they came from or what ancient created them. I'm confident there's a reliquary of all that information, but I doubt it's in the natural world.
Almost like some great library or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Almost.
Where would you find anything like that ever? But you're just going to nod that and just ask, while we're still here, can you share some of your knowledge with me and I will share back? We don't have anywhere near enough people who know anything about the spirits.
He will agree, and somebody roll me 3d10s, please.
I got it.
5. All right, you know what? He will actually name drop the Great Library of Wang Shitong to you guys.
Damn.
No?
Which you guys all know about out of character, but not in character. And he will tell you that supposedly it was lost eons ago, but it's a traveling library that seems to circle around to each nation.
Do I know what a library is?
Yes.
Okay.
If only we had someone who's from the library that could lead us back there or something.
Glance towards Fox.
We have a fox?
Yes.
Oh my
We've
God.
had the fox for a while.
Yep.
Yeah, you have Fox.
Nobody fucking mentioned a fox!
This
In
was
here,
The fox has been there from before we got kidnapped.
the fox has been there.
What?
Do you remember when you worked with the sun?
What?
Oh my God.
Are there for that?
Long have I been gone?
The sun was before the circus.
Yeah.
We've
Okay.
had the fox since before the circus. They just don't really do much. They mostly sit there and write smut books.
Speaking of
Yeah.
which, is sitting in the back
Now
corner.
now I see why I've been kept away from the fox.
Yeah, no. As
Completely intentional.
you know, as you hear the library being mentioned from the back of the ship, you just hear a chittering, and you hear like a book close, and there's just this fox there, like staring over their like spectacles at you all, just like, mm-hmm. Then like pushes glasses back up nose, opens book, and continues reading.
the reasons why Nara is not allowed to know about the fox.
Yep.
I pull on Minghua's like fur and I'm like, who is that?
I was gonna say, dunno, he's boring.
Oh, okay.
Does anybody?
When did I learn to understand Minghua?
And then share a look with him like, you're welcome.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Nick already gave me the sex talk, so I vaguely know what it is.
It's
That's
true
canonical.
that it happened.
Yeah.
That needed to happen.
It did.
I was given the talk.
There's still a difference between Babu learns about bodies and Babu learns about prawn.
Mm.
Mm.
So anyway, you guys are on a boat with a
I don't know. That doesn't feel like a so anyway, is he?
with a smut writing fox, a unconscious bald man, a dragon, a elderly grandmaster, Boomy, and yourselves.
Oh god, it practically feels like we're on Avatar the Hangover Edition.
Hey.
Are you implying that we aren't? That feels like what we are.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, okay. Everyone got really quiet. I was very concerned.
So what do you guys want to do?
Well, we need to get the people to safety.
I think we're gonna have to just leave this torpor demon where it is.
I mean, we can just come back.
We looked at it and went, nope, we can't deal with this. Goodbye.
Okay. So I think maybe get the people that are starving, that are like potentially going to be starving and are potentially in need of major medical assistance to a safe location. We mark the Turper Demon here. We come back to the Turper Demon either immediately after or after we go to the library and research on how the fuck do we beat spirits.
Yep.
So point of
Speaking
it.
of which, I'm going to be talking to the Grandmaster about how do we beat spirits if you have any idea, because
I will sit in on those
I will
discussions as
point-
well.
I feel like I have to point out, if it's explicitly stated that the library travels between nations, it might not even be in the desert right now.
yep,
True.
Yeah, that's why we
still
have the
to
fox.
drop everyone off in safety first, though.
But again, that's also why we have a tour guide.
Mm-hmm. He seems like a fine chap.
Looks up, chitters at you, looks back down, blushes. If you could see a red fox blush. Anyway, no, you guys are not actually in any threat of starving. If you'll remember, you sold 3 diamond statues to get a crap ton of food and basic medical supplies. So no one is in real danger of dying or starving by any stretch. But you guys do have about a 2-week trek as you go up and around the far east rainforest area of the Earth Kingdom, and then slowly snake your way inland before you reach Ba Sing Se. And all this I will draw in orange. You have 2 weeks to make this journey. In that time, is there anything you all would like to discuss either amongst yourselves or with the other passengers?
I mean, like I said, I want to do some training with Boomy.
Okay.
Mingwell's just gonna enjoy being around Sagan again.
Okay. I'll actually
I don't know if Rizik's having training time with me. I feel like he probably would.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I'm going to
I
be
feel
talking
like
to
Earth
Scott.
all right.
is somewhat similar to like metal in philosophy.
Okay, so I'm going to do you guys one at a time then. I guess I'll start with Otaru and Rizik. Since you're both going to go under the tutelage of Commander Boomy.
Clearly the greatest bending master we have ever met.
Yeah, no, he's going to be like, I'm a pretty good earthbender, so I don't know how much I can show you, gesturing at Rizik, or you, but the fundamentals are always the same. And he's going to describe to you guys how, strength comes from a powerful foundation. And he was going over the basics of this while you guys were getting to this point, but now he's actually going to start, letting you guys move with your native elements. So with Hotaru, you're going to have some rocks, and Rizik, the movements are different for metal bending, but you can tell that they come from the same source. Thomas will even be there to cheer you on and support and give a couple of pointers. But what?
We'll pat Thomas and thank him.
Yeah, he's just going to put his head on your shin and kind of nuzzle you a little bit.
Yeah.
But what Boomy is going to explain to you is it's not just earthbending. Everything you do needs to have a strong foundation, otherwise it'll crumble. And he's going to say this as, he grabs some rocks, with, a flick of his arm, and he's going to assemble them, and you're going to have a, small rock, a slightly bigger rock, slightly bigger rock, slightly bigger rock, like a reverse pyramid of rocks kind of built on one another. It's if you don't have a strong foundation, whatever you do will topple. Be that when you're fighting, whether you're making art, whether you're talking about your relationships with others. If it's not built on a solid foundation, he's just going to, poke the topmost rock, which is the largest, and the entire stack is just going to, collapse over across and go skidding across the deck of the ship. If you're going to do something, do it right from the beginning. That way, as you build onto it, as you add more skills, as you create stronger bonds, you know that it will never break. Because everything you've done up until this point is strong, like the earth itself. Right? And as he's telling the two of you this, he's going to look to the back of the ship and say, "You hear that, Fox?
You broke up with the screech, Izzy.
You hear that, Fox?
Same thing happened.
Yeah, literally the same thing.
You hear that,
Either
Fox?"
that or he's deliberately blanking out.
No, I think it's just the pitch of it's just not picking up. There it goes. We heard it that time.
Okay.
Yeah.
You hear that, Fox? He's going to say, looking back at the fox as it's writing smut, and just going to like angrily chitter back at Boomy. He's just going to be like, he's going to look at you two and be like, "I read his first chapter." And just like giving you like the do not want like hand gesture across the throat. Like, nope.
But
I read his first chapter, full body shudder.
But
Yeah.
like, Boomy, that's the problem, though. My mother taught me a lot of this too. But when lava bending comes up, I feel like that foundation just crumbles, no matter how strong I made it. Just melts away into emotion and anger.
Well, that's where firebenders draw their strength from. Earth is stable and solid. But your lava, it's not solid. It's more liquid. It helps things ignite, catches in flames, and it drives those passions. You may also benefit from having an additional firebending teacher. But honestly, are you sure your foundation with lava bending is stable?
I thought it. I don't know. I always just. I don't understand. Still don't understand why I can do it. Is it earthbending or is it something different altogether?
I would say it's definitely part earthbending. But don't forget, from what you've told me about yourself, you're not just an earthbender. You've also got parentage in firebending. And I think you need to come to terms with that. That you are in fact both an earthbender and a firebender. And if you don't accept that about yourself, you'll never have a good foundation for your bending.
I sit and think for a minute. I guess so, yeah. I hadn't thought of it like that before.
Just remember, your bending is an extension of who you are. Everything that is what makes you you. All your strength, all your pain, all your memories. When you bend, everything that is you is manifested in your element. And for earthbenders, strong, stable, and no matter what nation you're a part of, always focused. Is there something distracting you?
I think I'm just afraid of it. It can do so much damage and destruction. I know fire is destructive, but this almost seems so much worse. Fire can burn, lava just destroys.
If you're afraid of fire, you'll never master it. If you're afraid of your lava, you'll never be able to control it. The question is, Hotaru, are you afraid of hurting others with the great power you have? Or are you afraid of hurting yourself?
I think I'm afraid of hurting others physically, and I think I'm afraid of that pain that's going to cause me. I don't think I'm afraid of the lava hurting me directly. I've come close, but it's never hurt me, but I've hurt others with it.
And is it that what you actually fear, though? The hurting of others with your bending, or the pain you're going to feel for hurting others? And that is what is the question that will tell you what kind of a bender you are. Are you the kind who wants to protect others at all expense, or are you the kind of person who doesn't want to be hurt by seeing others in pain? One is noble. The other is you projecting. And if you do that and let your emotions constantly get the better of you, and only think about what others think of you, well, your foundation is going to say, as he, flicks a rock, and it's just going to kind of shatter and pulverize, is not very stable.
That's a good point. Thank you, Master Boomy.
Oh no, not Master, just Commander. Uh-oh, did we lose somebody?
No, Wash joined.
Oh no.
Aha.
I'll think on that.
Okay.
And
Okay.
all right, didn't mean to steal things from you there, Sean.
No worries.
I'm going to go to Sean real quick, and then we'll keep going the cycle. Sean, is there anything you wanted to additionally do with Boomy? Seeing him give
mine was probably much less emotionally important and charged, because it was the thing of wanted to kind of get advice and philosophy from it, because kind of just ran through things as quickly as possible, didn't really think too much on how was doing what I was doing, just kind of tried to work with Thomas, match his movements as we kind of charged through that base as fast as we could. So
Okay.
I don't really think I have a good understanding of what my core training should be with this, or exactly how it should work, because from what I know, everyone else here with bending has spent years training and practicing it, and I just got this like a few weeks ago.
Boomy is going to make the observation, though, that you might have only been a bender for a short while, but you seem more proficient in your particular style than some benders have after decades of training, as though you know your native element the way it's supposed to be.
I mean,
And he's like,
I've worked in metallurgy before and have done a lot of engineering work, so I guess I understand parts of it that way.
and he's going to say, see, you have the know-how up here, and he's going to like poke you in your forehead. What you need to do is you need to match your determination and your strength in here. And then he's going to take two fingers and just kind of, poke you right over your breastplate, over your heart. And, as he says that, Thomas is just going to kind of like, poke his head between your legs and just be like, you've got a good heart. And just rub his head, against your leg.
Trying to do what I can now.
Thomas will offer to practice with you.
I will definitely be willing to practice with Thomas more. But yeah, that is basically it. I will also mention to Boomy that, like, I also wasn't sure because I know that a lot of benders say there's a very strong spiritual aspect to things like that, and while I've been trying to learn more about spirits and those type of things, I don't think it's really been something that has been what I've cared about or thought about since it until I ended up leaving the Fire Nation.
If I'm being perfectly honest, I didn't spend a lot of time focusing on the spirits either during my training. I know they are there, and I respect them for the balance they bring to the world. And in many cases, that seems to be enough.
Hold on, but is there something more that should be considering or doing, since it seems like a lot of things with the spirits are out of whack?
I'd say there's plenty more for all of us to learn in that regards. Unfortunately, there's nothing for me to teach you in that aspect. I'm sure there's some master out there somewhere who intrinsically understands spirits in all forms. If that's the path you wish to take, you should seek them out, wherever they may be.
I'll try to remember that, though. At the moment, I think I'm going to try and get just as much advice as I can.
Okay. Anything specifically you want to work on with either him or Thomas, Sean, or would you like to pass?
Just general practice. I'm good with passing now.
Okay. Who would like to go next? Again, you guys have 2 weeks on this ship, so there's a lot you can do.
I think Dad and I should have a conversation about how he doesn't think I'm good enough because I'm not a bender.
I agree.
Yeah, that sounds like a good
I want to hear
conversation.
that conversation.
Okay, then. I think you're going to have to be the one to bring that up, because that is not what Han actually meant.
Oh, I know.
Putting Han on the spot.
So, I guess in like a quiet downtime, I'm gonna go find Han and I'm gonna be kind of like upset, and I'm gonna go, Dad, why do you hate me?
What are you talking about? I don't hate you.
I'm not a bender, so you don't like me as much as the others. I know it's true.
When did I ever say that? That's not true
You
at all.
said it at the prison.
I'm trying to remember what my exact words actually were.
I don't fucking remember what your exact words were.
Probably
In universe, it's been weeks.
In universe, it's been weeks. I believe it was something along the lines of, we need all the benders here to do something. Oh, so me too?
Except Nara.
Oh, me too? No, you're not a bender. It was something along those lines.
Yeah.
Nara, that's not... There are... Everyone has different skills, especially in this strange little group that we've gotten together, but sometimes the task at hand requires bending. Sometimes it requires some of your talents, like your stealthiness, or some of the things that you can do with Bazu.
Am I not as helpful as other people?
No, that's not true at all.
Do you like Bazu better than you like me?
I barely know Bazu.
He would like me more if he knew me, though, kid.
Shut up, Bazu.
You say that out loud.
Yes, I do.
Shut up, Bazu. Look, kid,
I just want to be helpful.
You are helpful, but I don't want you to feel like you have to put the weight of the world on your shoulders. You are still just a kid.
You don't even know when my birthday is.
I don't suppose Bazu has any idea.
Roll a D100 if you want to guess.
If you can guess my favorite number by rolling a D100, then you will know my birthday.
I was just going to say, if he gets a 100 on a D100, he guesses the birthday.
Okay.
You have 2 chances.
46.
Nope.
Is not my favorite number.
All right, I'll roll. I get a second chance.
Sure.
Is this Nara's favorite number or Kenzie's favorite number?
That is an excellent question.
I think they're the same thing.
That's a good point.
The second guess was probably closer, but still not.
And you know what it's going to be.
Yes, I know what it's actually going to be, but
It's not 69.
or is it?
It's not. I think 74 gets the right month,
Sure.
but definitely not the right day. Good job. You guessed the right month.
You're just going to hear Bazu scoff in your head. It's like, I can't believe he doesn't even know when your birthday is, kid. I know when your birthday is.
Well,
Well,
you know me a lot better.
before I was guessing, I asked if Basu knew what it was because you've never told me.
Oh, no. Bazu in her head is they just go radio silence. Like, leaving the train of thought, like...
I know what it is.
Silence.
I know what it is. Silence. What is it? Silence.
He's sleeping now.
Yeah.
That
Sorry.
happens sometimes.
Yeah, no. Bazu, where are you? Sorry. Bazu is not in right now. If you want, you can leave a message and he'll get back to you later.
After the beep. Beep. Just goes for a while. What the fuck? What? Okay. I don't know how to make this conversation more awkward, so that was my sad conversation about Dad hating me. But Dad doesn't hate me anymore, so it's all better. Yay!
Yay, success.
Alright, so we now have Yira, Minghua, or Kakan. Which one of you would like to go? And again, this is your 2-week trek. I'm just going to say that family therapy session was the culmination of lots of weeks of seeing the ship psychiatrist, which was the fox dressed in a beard, sitting on a lounge chair reading his book and vaguely paying attention to the two of you.
While we were just sitting and, like, talking out things of, like, why I have to be quiet about you being a bender, but, you know, I have resentment because I think you hate me because I'm not a bender.
Exactly. All that and more, and the fox has just, got his book out and is writing notes on it.
And I ask you what the notes are, and it's just, like, porn.
You're reading it, and apparently, it's just... Effectively, it's the same conversation with, like, why do you hate me, Daddy? But, you've been replaced with Kono in this story.
I'm imagining some of this is just the correct words and exactly what's said, but it's drawn in the same, like, it's written in the same style with doodles in the background and on the margins, like all those religious texts that just have dicks on the sides of them.
Yes.
That's fair.
So every great culture begins by drawing penises on their sacred texts.
Yep.
So, Yira,
What else are you gonna do?
Yira, Minghua, or Kakan, which one of you would like to go next?
I don't know that I have anything specific I want to do.
Well, if you don't, I'll let you think about that, and we'll just have you make a roll at the very end.
Well, I have something that I probably actually would do for this one.
Okay.
At some point, actually go to Kakan.
Okay.
Mostly a... How are you holding up with everything?
Mostly taking Mercer taking a deep breath and says, "It's been difficult, but I am making do."
Just a nod. That's about all we can do.
I can only hope that we are able to find a solution to this sooner rather than later.
Well, of the White Lotus's knowledge, and whatever we may find at this library, assuming we can find it, we'll know either way soon enough. Whether or not what can be done.
We'll find something. We must.
I only fear that in seeking answers we will find those that we would rather not see.
We found many answers that have exposed to me some very unpleasant truths. If I must face a few more, if it means bringing the Fire Nation back to what it should be, then it will be worth it.
Not that flame and the light it gives purifies, also reveals the rot. I never really heard after the jailbreak. I was too exhausted, but it sounded like you've been through a lot more than I thought, Khan.
Suppose you are not conscious for that. But yes, to summarize, I was not originally a bender. I was given my abilities by direct crash. By my own volunteering. That is, I do not regret for even a moment.
Understandable. It's a gift.
But to know that those very same things, the Fire Nation's best and brightest were able to do so much, are now being used by others for far less pure purposes. Far less noble, I should say. If it is true, if what the others were saying about this green bender, then I owe it to those who have made them to put them to rest.
If he is who I suspect he is, I do as well. I would not be surprised if he's if he's still chasing us and will show up when it's least convenient, but perhaps we will be able to end his pain.
We hope so.
And maybe between what Rizek knows and what we do, we'll be able to actually spread some of the good and prosperity that we were supposed to. You ever feel that in the interest, Khan? Been writing down all that I know of firebending, all that I've learned through my travels. You came to it in a unique way. I think you would have something to add.
I feel that I could contribute. So, my understanding of how my bending functions is, from what I understand, far different than what your average bender experiences.
Yet it is through this understanding, this uniqueness, that so many discoveries are made. First man to bend lightning, legend says, scared himself half to death when he pulled it off.
Certainly believe that. And when I first learned about the effects my bending could have on others, frightened as well. Why I deserted in the first place.
Everything we do sends ripples. Has effects whether we want it to or not. Finding about the negative ones is always the hardest part. But to your credit, you did it far sooner than I did.
I came face to face with it, perhaps, in a much more relentless fashion.
True. If there's anything I can do to help, please let me know.
Thank you, Commander.
Leave you to your meditations or whatever else you were doing.
If you wish to join me in some sparring, I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Well, one's overexerting oneself without risking doing it again. Let's go. Time for spar.
Okay. So yeah, as you guys spar, would you be doing this daytime, nighttime? Whenabouts?
I say greet the dawn with a good sparring session.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. As you guys spar, the sun is going to begin rising, and not soon after, the moon is going to follow it up into the sky until it's partially blocking at least a sliver of the sun. It's still bright out, but the moon is not where it should be. But it is the correct color and the correct size.
That wasn't supposed to happen for another 7 years.
Yeah. As you guys have been traveling for the past couple of weeks, the moon's been wonky as all hell. It's rising during the day instead of during the night.
And that does happen.
Oh no, it does. It's just it shouldn't be happening at this point in time. Actually, Mingwa, since you're the only one who hasn't gone, Laura, I'm going to say you're probably wandering the ship, correct?
Yeah, probably just spending time talking to Sagan and the dragon, just getting stories.
Okay, I'm going to ask for an awareness check from you. And then,
I'm so good at those. That'll be D4 circus if you'll let me at status.
I will allow it. Are you guys?
I'll need you to roll for me.
Yep. Did I put you guys in yellow or green? You're in green. You got a 4.
I mean, that's success with a minor twist. I'll take it.
You have no choice. You have to take it. So as you're wandering around, probably helping Sagan and a few of the other prisoners up, at some point you're going to hear and there's just going to kind of be like a trail of water.
I'm gonna follow it.
Yeah, and as you're following it, like, it's going around a couple of the bunks. One end of it leads to the washroom, where, like, you guys have like extra water because ships need water for like cleaning and drinking purposes, and you got an abundance of it during your trades, and it clearly is the starting point. And following it around, you were able to follow it to one of the bunks. And it's almost weird. It's as though the water itself is following you as you're trailing it. Like, you turn around and look, and instead of it being just like a thin trail of water behind you, it's just like a puddle. Like a big, wide puddle. And then you're like, weird. You turn, keep walking, go around the corner, and then you turn around. Instead of it being a thin trail, the puddle's just even bigger, but behind you.
I do the dog shake to make absolutely sure it's not me.
Okay, you do the dog shake. It does not appear to be you. There's just a big puddle behind you.
I'm going to go find Han and just start walking circles around him to see if it's genuinely following me. Keep doing so.
Nope. It does not appear to be following you anymore.
I'm so confused. I will tell Han about the weird water, though.
Okay.
Do we
Han,
still have Hama on the ship?
do you still have
No.
who on the ship?
Hama.
Yeah. She's with you.
Okay.
Yeah, if you remind me about the water better, I'll probably say go tell her.
Okay. So, Han, do you want to go with Minghua to talk to Hama?
Yeah, that seems reasonable.
Okay. Yeah, no, she's going to look and just be like, okay, what seems to be the problem?
Puddles were following me.
I will translate this as faithfully as I can.
Where?
I will lead her to where they were.
So
And point they started in the water storage.
okay, so the puddles have since moved. Again, it was just like one long trail that was leading eventually towards a room, and you kind of broke away to go get Han. The puddle has kind of traveled closer to that room.
Yeah, I just point.
Yeah, she's just going to kind of like grab the water with her bending. Her bending actually seems to be intensified right now. Like, she's gonna like barely like move a finger and just be like, "This is so easy right now. I don't believe it." And like all the water's just gonna
Moon is out.
pick up and like swirl around her finger. But yeah, no. The water appeared to be collecting towards one of the rooms. And Han, I'm gonna say at the very least you would know which room this is.
Okay.
This is the room of the individual that was stuck in that tank train core.
Huh.
Well, I guess we should go pay him a visit then.
Okay. Crack the door open. Are you being obvious about this, or are you trying to be like stealthy?
Try to be kind of quiet about it.
Roll me a stealth check.
That's not going to go well. Can I use air to assist myself on this?
I will allow it.
Okay. Could I do acrobatics instead of stealth?
Explain your reasoning.
Basically, I'm trying to kind of contort myself in such a way that it's not obvious that like I'm opening the door, like, oh, maybe the door just kind of drifted open on its own.
Okay, I'll allow it.
All right, like let's get from a D4 to a D6 on that die at least.
You're a bad airbender.
Yeah, we know this. That's the whole point.
I know.
Yeah, I'll spend a +2 on this.
Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about. My dad is the best airbender.
That's funny.
He's
as far as I know, I'm literally the worst airbender alive.
He's the best airbender I know.
he's easily top 10.
I'm actually not the best airbender, you know, because you've met Shifu. Nope, that's a 4, even with the bonus.
Okay, so a 4 is a
Success with a minor twist.
Yeah, successful with a minor twist. So as you wander in, you look in, and the bunk is empty.
Uh-oh.
However, as you step in trying to like stealthily slink around and just be like, where the hell is this guy? You suddenly hear, yeah! And this skinny, like, cotton puff-haired individual is jumping down with from like the corner of a room with a bucket and slamming you in the head with it. Please take damage equal to the mid die.
Okay.
If I'm seeing this happening, I want to react.
You may react.
I want to steal the bucket and slam him back.
Okay, please do.
What do I want to do for this? Can I do speed acrobatics? Well,
Sure.
no, I guess that would be close combat.
Sure, speed close combat works.
Close combat green.
Yep. Oh, speed. I'm sorry, I have to roll that for you. Right.
Yes, you have to roll that for me tonight, sorry.
No problem. Speed, close combat, green. You grab him and you smack him for 4 damage. He seems to be able to avoid that. He's gonna look at you guys and say,
I'm just gonna bellow. Then I'm just gonna bellow.
you're just gonna
I want to bellow.
Everyone just stop.
He's gonna look at you guys and just be like, when did the Fire Nation get a goat gorilla?
We're not the Fire Nation. We just stole their boat.
Oh.
I just start
sorry?
name at Hall. Like, get it.
I don't
get his
suppose
name.
you're one of the waterbenders with healing powers, are you? As I kind of rub the welt on my head.
No, I don't think so. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm Caden, and how did you know I could bend water?
Because your puddles were following around my goat gorilla earlier.
Help? I've never been able to do this before.
Oh. Oh.
Oh boy.
What's the last thing you remember before you woke up?
I was captured by the Fire Nation. They put me in some kind of weird tube. And then I woke up and I was here.
Are you from the Southern Water Tribe?
No. I'm from the Earth Kingdom.
And you're sure you couldn't waterbend before this?
I couldn't bend at all.
Ming want to go wander off to get Kakan.
Are you, well, it's a pretty good swing. Are you good enough to walk? There's some people up on the top deck that you should probably meet.
He's going to rub his head from where Minghua, like, severely dented that pail. He's like, no, my mom always said I had a rock for a head, which was better than being an earthbender, so I'm okay.
All right. So I'm gonna take him up mostly to meet oh my god, White Lotus guy.
Sagan?
Sagan, yes.
And Mingwall's just sort of gathered people on deck.
Are you going to tell us to stop doing firebending sparring before the guy shows up?
No.
I mean, I don't know that you're doing that until we get there, so...
Yeah, okay. He's going to get on deck.
Now.
He's going to get up on deck, see whatever it is Kakan is doing, and Yira, like, throwing fire back and forth at each other, and just, like, 180, nope, and back down.
I'm going to grab him by the collar I told you we're not Fire Nation. I never said we didn't have any firebenders in this little ragtag group. Up you get.
It's just very uncomfortable. Like he's.
She's okay, not harmless, but she's on our side.
That's reassuring. He's going to say as he's falls in line with you guys.
Mingwell's just sort of making ta-da motions towards the gun for the rest of the party.
Yep.
Oh, hey, you're awake.
Yeah, hi.
Hi, we weren't sure when you were going to wake up.
Sorry, I guess I needed the sleep. I've actually been sneaking around for the past couple of nights trying to grab a little bit of food. I thought I was being taken to, like, the prison or something.
No,
That's
Quite
We
the
will
opposite, in fact.
What?
Oh, this ship is from a prison break.
You broke me out of prison?
You and quite a few other Earth Kingdom folks, yeah.
Oh, thank you. I'm Caden. I'm an Earth Kingdom local. Nice to meet all of you. Gonna say
good to you.
And,
Caitlin, if this isn't too painful to ask, what happened to you? Whatever it did caused a great deal of damage to your meridians and your entire circulatory system.
My what now? I don't know what they did to me. Well, I was in my home. I lived in the Western Earth Kingdom. I lived in the village of Taku, and I remember Fire Nation coming, destroying a lot of my friends. They went to fight, and they never came back. But they took me. Put me in a big metal box with a few other young, men and women, and they shipped us off. And I just remember, like, being brought to a I don't know, some metal fortress.
Did they take just anyone, or were they specific in who they took?
I couldn't tell you. It looked like they just grabbed a handful of us that were, I guess, youngish. Like they didn't take any old people, and they didn't take any, like, really little kids. But, like, any of us who weren't fighting, like teenagers to early 20s, they took us, and we couldn't really fight back. And yeah, I never thought I'd see home again. I didn't think I'd ever see the sun again. I didn't know what they were going to do to me. He's going to, like, look, you know, eyes turned skyward, looking up at the sun. It's just going to be like, is that the moon?
Yeah. Something unusual is happening with these celestial bodies.
Why?
That's a great question.
Excellent question.
Things might be a little bit of a mess everywhere at the moment.
Okay, well, if it's a mess everywhere, then where are we going? And is it safe?
Awkward crickets.
Okay. We're going to tossing say.
He's only getting more and more anxious with, like, the silence.
You're going to Bossing Say, and it's probably the safest place there is right now.
The Earth King lives there, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they were working on building new defenses there.
That's good. That's great. Okay. But that still leaves that other question I asked you. He's gonna say, pointing to Han. How can I do this? And he's just gonna kind of, like, you know, wave his hand, from, like, left to right, and, like, the little tricklings of water that have gotten on the deck of the ship are just going to kind of, like, start flowing to one side and then eventually just spill over off the side of the ship deck.
Well, to be frank, I have no idea. But
Give
the
Kakon
Fire
a
Nation's
solid
been doing all sorts of experiments, screwing around with spirit energies and things, so it's probably related to that.
King, can I ask you a question? Is water the only thing you can bend?
Hmm? I mean, I guess so.
Here, and I'm gonna just get a rock. Just humor me. See if you can bend this.
Oh, okay. He's going to reach forward and, like, you know, make a grasping motion. And the rock does not move.
Okay. Okay. I don't know if that's gives more questions or answers.
Or if it's better or worse than the alternative.
So
Seeing as how the alternative would have been they had the actual avatar as well, or they've mass-produced avatars.
Are you saying that out loud?
You know what? Sure.
Wait. Wait, the avatar can be mass-produced?
No. But they were trying to.
Wait, are you saying they were trying to turn me into the avatar?
Not into the avatar per se, but into the avatar state, so that you could give them more energy.
He's just gonna look. I mean, he's just. I'm from a farming family in Taku. Like, that. Why me?
Because they were able to take you.
He's just gonna have this almost exasperated expression, you know, painted across his face. Like, he doesn't even have words. Just gonna look at you all and say, This sounds insane.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
But
there's a nod.
But the moon's in the sky right now, and you can waterbend, so guess just got to deal with it.
I guess so. I don't suppose anyone here knows how to waterbend?
We have a waterbender somewhere on the ship.
Yeah, Hama's somewhere.
Replicated to an extent.
So
There's a
he
ice out of the air.
So you're a waterbender? I was gonna say wandering over to Kakan.
Not exactly.
He's gonna try to like take the ice crystals, and as he does so, they're just gonna like turn back to liquid, and just like back onto the floor of the ship.
Felt that I could make a good teacher, but
I mean,
I'm sure that there are those in Boston say that they are better equipped to help you with your newfound abilities.
he's just gonna.
I will have to do what I can.
Thank you. He's just going to look and just be like. Just feels like my entire world's turned upside down right now. Or maybe I'm right side up and the rest of the world is turning upside down.
It's all a matter of perspective.
And with that, everybody, it is getting a bit late.
I have one question before we cut.
Yes.
I also have a question.
Okay.
What happened with Jinwei? Or Wei Jin? I can't keep his name straight.
Wei Jin.
Yeah.
Wei Jin is on one of the bunks with other refugees.
Let's see if his chi is any different.
His chi's picking back up. It's still a little bit slow, but it's getting back to where it was back when you first met him, which is to say 7 levels of fucked up, but at least it's kind of flowing. And
okay, it's still just completely fucked up and he's leaking green everywhere.
he's not leaking green everywhere. Just out of his nose.
Could I ask Sagan if Sagan has any idea in the midst of spirit talk?
Oh! Actually, he does.
Excellent.
He's going to, Oh shit, I didn't expect that. Oh well, whatever. You know, he knows exactly what this is. Looks like this man has been, touched
Touched?
by a spirit. My grandfather told me horror stories about this, about what had happened to Yun in the time of Avatar Kyoshi. This man at some point was taken over by the glowworms. Or one of the glowworms.
Taken over, but he no longer is?
I don't know. He might be. Does he seem like a puppet?
We know he got exorcised.
You know he got exorcised at least once.
You guys also know that he stabbed his brother.
We've been told he stabbed his brother.
That's
Well,
true.
given orb and relation to Father Glowworm, it's not terribly surprising.
So with that, unless you guys have any other follow-up questions, I think that is where I will call session. And we will pick up next week with any other conversations you wish to have before you disembark the boat. I'm going to say you probably have like another week to go.
That's fair.
Okay, I forgot that need to have the going over Yara's list of who's on the kill list.
Yeah, I had 2 notes that you guys asked me about last week, and I'm like, okay, nobody had these conversations yet, so that's why I'm giving you a little bit more boat time.
Yeah. I realized as I went and looked at the chat of, like, where marked things down of, like, conversation with Dragon has not happened yet. Conversation with Yara has not happened yet.
Yeah.
I still also want to have conversation with Dragon, but
you are the one who posted that.
Yeah, I figured.
Well, we'll happily translate for you.
All right. So with that, what are we calling this session, everybody?
Tommy's on a mountain.
What's on a mountain?
Oh no, actually, why are we calling the session? Dad, why don't you love me?
I'm tempted to call it, like, abandonment issues. Because we totally just left the temple to its fate.
Abandon.
Well, we want to go back later.
I'm just going to call it Abandon All Hope.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
So, as per usual, what did you learn? What do you want to know more about? And where do you think this is going? Rizik, what did you learn?
The number of problems always grows.
Why do you say that?
Well, we found a temple taken over by Spirit of Turper that we don't know how to deal with at the moment, that we just kind of ran from.
That sounds like one problem.
And that means the number of problems has grown. That is plus 1 problem. That is more problems than there were at start of session.
The moon is consistently back in the sky. That's one less problem. In any case, what do you want to know more about?
How to exercise spirits, also metabending, also everything in general.
That's fair. And where do you think this is going?
Meeting Frankdo again, because we're stopping by that city.
That's fair. That is very fair. All right. Nara, what did you learn?
Family therapy works.
Was there ever a doubt?
Oh.
What do you want to know more about?
The fuzzy spirit that wouldn't leave the temple.
I mean, you guys ran hard from that problem.
That doesn't mean I don't want to know more about it.
That's fair. And where do you think this is going?
I don't know, library, learn things.
Don't sound so excited about it.
It's reading. I'm 8.
Some 8-year-olds like you.
Yeah, I love to read at 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is an 8-year-old that likes to, like, steal
Play
shit
prank.
and play pranks.
Fair.
Fine. To the library to learn things and read. Oh my god. Whoa. Feedback.
Yeah, as soon as you get to the library, you're going to hear that awesome synthesizer sound. Butterfly in the sky.
Hell yeah. Reading Rainbow, bitches.
Kakan, what did you learn?
Kakan learned that evil spirits seem to be emerging more and more frequently into our world, which is not good. He wants to know where this farmer-turned-waterbender was taken to turn into waterbender. And what's on the way is Bossing Say and more therapy.
Very fair. Also, Ziggy, private question for you. If I can find that. Who's next?
I think I'm next. Yep.
Hero, what did you learn?
Spirit of torpor impacting that much of the world around it.
Yep.
Stuff means. And also, well, it looks like they can manufacture waterbenders too.
Yeah. What do you want to know more about?
How to fix spirits. Talk to the dragon about everything. All these experiments. The moon.
That's a long list.
The moon.
There's a long list of things we need to know more about.
Yep. And where do you think this is going?
All sorts of drama. Probably mostly drama related to people trying to talk to me. The library. And we're going to wind up arriving at Bossing City in the middle of a rebellion against Frankdo that we then need to take sides in.
Wow. Okay.
I have an oddly specific guess.
That is an oddly specific guess. And I promise you guys will know that within 1 or 2 sessions based off of the decisions you make. In the meantime, Minghua, what did you learn?
Lots of things, but nothing that makes me feel like I'm actually any closer to successfully putting all the pieces together.
That's fair. What do you want to know more about?
Well, given that there's a whole temple of airbenders that are alive by the progress of technicalities, that means that this problem with weirdo spirits has been going on since around the time the war began, so, timelines, and where Izzy decided to kick them in the balls.
Okay, and where do you think this is going?
Frankdo's terrible, horrible, no good, very bad life.
There's a lot of Frankdo hate going on right now. I love it.
I'm just making a reference to a book title, okay? Because that's probably how he's feeling based on Swamp Dream.
I mean, if I had to put a name on you guys, it would be a series of unfortunate events.
Well, yes, obviously.
Yep.
Han! What did you learn?
Time is an illusion, and the Fire Nation made a waterbender for reasons.
What do you want to know more about?
Honestly, more about the Fire Nation's goal beyond, world domination and all that shit. Because a lot of what they're doing is very confusing.
Oh, that warms my heart. And where do you think this is going?
Well, we really need to get the refugees to Ba Sing Se and see exactly how badly Fregto's project is going.
Okay.
And then probably kill some
I admit,
people.
piggybacking off of your answer, I'm suspecting that less the overall Fire Nation's goal or several specific bad actors.
Oh no, the fact that there are sub-factions make it much more complicated.
Oh, obviously. I suspect that a lot of the worst confusing DS is being driven by them, rather than the very top.
Quite possibly.
And,
Muffin Man.
I'm sorry, do you think he has planned any of this?
That's my point.
Hotaru, what did you learn?
I learned that the orb we're looking for has a good chance of being back in Mother Glowworm's hands.
Or
Why do you think that? Because he took the orb while probably possessed by Mother Glowworm.
To be fair, we'd theorized that last time, at least out of character, but yes.
What do you want to know more about?
At a lava bend, through the knowledge of fire bending. Euro talk time.
Only been, 3 or 4 sessions? 5 or 6 since the last really big serious one?
Yeah. But now I want to know how to fire bend. That's different.
Yep.
I mean, you have another option. Just saying.
I do.
Come on, Winter Soldier. Learn from Captain America.
It may come... you're weird in your bending, though. No offense.
You're weird.
Takes one to know one, buddy.
And Hotaru, where do you think this is going?
Hilarious Han moments involving Frankto and Diamond statues.
Yep. I'm thoroughly enjoying your responses this week. Does anybody want to post to me privately what they think is overall going on in game? Because shockingly, you guys actually have all the pieces of the puzzles now. You guys just
You're a liar.
I'm not lying.
I will send you thoughts later.
You literally have all the pieces. Everything you do from this point forward is just going to bring them more into focus. But you guys literally have every single puzzle piece you need at this point in time.
Far too tired tonight to figure that out.
Yeah.
I think I feel like I have more pieces than I realized, but haven't spotted the right way to click them together.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, you definitely have. And again, this is me outside looking in. I'm just like, oh, I don't want this to be too obvious. And I'm like, oh, no one picked up on this. Cool. This will be fun for later. But you have literally all your puzzle pieces present.
We'll figure out later.
Yeah. Again, there are places there are places you can go.
We're just gnawing on the pieces like the toddlers we are.
Yeah. There are places and people you can talk to that will, again, make that much easier. What the hell?
If we figure it out.
Yeah, if. Alrighty, well, I hope you all had a good time. This is the end of session 25, which I believe we have agreed to, or we are going to be calling Abandon All Hope. I think we could come up with a better name than that.
I think we can too.
I do too.
I might just call it Run Away from Problems.
Mm-hmm. Running away from our problems is what we do best.
And to be fair, let's see, fight a spirit of torpor or flee and live? Yeah, I like flee and live.
I mean, I was hoping we could make a Nick Cage joke out of this.
We can't really call it face off when we didn't fight anything or deal with Ko.
It's true, you can't.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, well, everybody say goodnight to the recording.
All right, recording.
Good night.
Good night.